It's Sunday. That means it's time for the ESFL. Yes, ESFL 177 today. I'm your host, Boiler. And at Beckett, we got a surprise second guy on the comms today.
Howdy. I'm doing great. I'm excited to be here. I didn't expect it, but you know what? The show must go on.
Yes, that's the number one rule of show business. The show must go on. And honestly, we got 14 sick fights. Everyone came through. So even though we had a little bit of, changes at the last second from a production standpoint, this show is just ready to rock. Let's take a look at it. First and foremost, if you missed last week, we had the 8-man tournament here on the PlayStation. Our return to competitive play for UFC 5. Season 2 launched last week. And the one and only K1 BXM. I'm just calling him Bum. That's how I call him, and I'm allowed to call him whatever I'd like. So K1 Bum was no bum. He came through and won that entire tournament, became the champ. He's up against Driz. And Driz, not only did he win last week, a lot of folks were saying he should have been part of that 8-man tournament, Beckett. So Driz gets the first title shot. He's kind of a fan favorite here.
I think the obvious hands-on is excited for Naz, right? In the main event.
Yes, you can't go wrong with Naz versus Advaita. In fact, they had a lot of trash talk back and forth. We're going to get into a little bit of that behind-the-scenes Discord action.
Ooh.
The fight is going on in 5 rounds. They were both trying to vie for different, settings, different rounds, all of that. We're like, no, here at the ESFL, everyone plays by the same rules. I don't care who you are. But Romero was able to pull Advaita into competition this season. This will be his first fight of season 2. And then Naz, of course, had a great win, actually knockout of the night last week against Smudger, but did lose the Muay Thai Jesus MTJ in the semifinals. So Advaita and Naz also sick fight. Beckett, what other fights you looking at tonight?
Well, I think the Moan-Jocks fight probably. I mean, I've been liking watching him fight. I really enjoyed watching Joe Goldberg on the last card. There's just, you know what? There's a lot of new names, and there's a lot of names that I feel like I recognize, like Don Datacam. Never an unexciting fight with Don Datacam.
I think he was actually personally referred to the ESFL by Bruce Lee Rob himself.
There you go.
So
what bigger endorsement do you need?
Nothing better than that. Honestly, we had another change, but we were able to keep the fight, and that's who we're going to start with, Beckett. It's Smudger versus Vuk. They both went 0-1, both lost last week, but Smudger 6-3 last season. Vuk was actually 8-3 last season. So even though they both started off 0-1, that's our opening prelim tonight, Beckett. I like to start with an insane fight like that anyway, so it all worked out.
And you know what? Maybe for the viewers at home who are a little bit new to the season right now, how is the season shaping up? Who is our current champion and what is happening?
Well, we got Bum, but that's a great question. You got to defend the belt. You got to defend the belt to actually get in the rankings for the Seasonal Championship. So, here, very basic rules. 8 events for PlayStation 5 in Season 2. Whoever defends the belt the most will be the season champ. They're also going to get a real-life belt, and trust me, these are legit belts. Ask the people who have earned them already. Romero and Goat 1099, etc., a couple others. They're going to get that shipped directly to their home. There's going to be a little bit of a cash prize. There's also Boiler's bonus, so guys who fight a lot and win a lot this season can get a little cash from yours truly. So right now, K1 Bum is the champ, but he hasn't defended it yet. So, it's all about defending it, not only to be a real champ, as they say in MMA and in boxing, but here in the ESFL, you only get those seasonal points, for lack of a better term, when you get a defense. So that's what he's up against tonight with Driz.
And you're not the champ until you defend it, right? You can't be called the champ until you defend. You may hold the belt, but you haven't put it on the line where your guts and your glory show.
Exactly. And then, the next title shot's up in the air. Since there's only 8 events this season compared to, 14 events last season. So or actually 12 events last season with PlayStation only. So fewer events. Every single match matters. GOAT 1099. A lot of people ask, where's GOAT? He was our undisputed champ last year. Taking a little time off competition. Hopefully we'll see him towards the end of the season. I don't know. I know he's really focusing on his content creation, a lot of other stuff. So no GOAT 1099. That's why it opened up the belt for everybody this year. Becky.
It's interesting, though. It gives everybody a little shot. Everybody gets a little chance at it. And who knows, maybe it brings him out of his cave to come back and wreak havoc upon the ESFL roster.
I know Romero's lurking out there, too. He signed up as a replacement today. Wasn't able to get a fight. Also had some other stuff come up, but maybe we'll see Romero come in. I mean, Advaita joined up. Ed Parker wants to get back in. So I love all this fresh blood. There's a lot of new talent, but we got a lot of veterans. See if they can hang with the new kids on the block. That's what we got tonight, Beckett. 14 fights in total.
Very good. Well, Boo, without further ado, I'll give it to you. Take it away.
Let's go, Boo Boo. NM Smudger versus the one and only Vuk. Let's make it happen. Smudger, of course, lost to Naz. ESFL 176 last week. He was 6-3 last season, though. Smudger is legit. Vuk, of course, 8-3 last season. I thought he was a kind of outside dark horse to win it all last week. Of course, he did lose to K1 Muay Thai Jesus. Muay Thai Jesus made it to the championship, where he lost to Bum, his teammate. So they're locking in. Looks like Smudger's going Connor. Of course, he in the ESFL Beckett. No mirror matches allowed.
Love it.
Mirror matches really makes it for a boring affair in our opinion. So we got.
Oh, interesting. I was gonna say Connor. It makes sense. Little analogous. You go Connor. You go Makachev or Nurmagomedov, but surprising us a little bit, huh?
I'm stoked. Big shout out to our Wranglers today, helping us out on short notice. You guys are the best. Verse, Pug, and Maxi, MVP. Thanks for helping us out. All right, we got some sound to this, a little quiet. I do ask all competitors, make sure your sounds are at 100%, but no Anik or I almost said Rogan. No Anik or DC.
If only, right? Please. We'd almost leave it on if we had Rogan.
We had Goldie and Rogan, we would just replace us right now.
Oh, why would you say that name?
I'm sorry.
Right, it's a cursed name. You can't say Goldberg. Well, this is a good fight so far. 1 minute in, and I don't see Tony Ferguson too much in the ESFL or even on like online championships, huh?
No, not really. Not in this day and age. I really like to see it though because it's unique, and this version of him, I forgot what it was, like 236, or obviously it's his alter ego prime Tony. I mean, he's no joke in the stats department. And he might just have that kind of length, but still have that speed and power to hang with Connor on the feet, and you'd expect him to be a lot better on the ground. So,
and of course, always the durability, right? Like, that's one thing we can always rely on Tony Ferguson. He's gonna get rocked and probably not flashed out, unless your name is Michael Chandler.
Remember when he went against I was going to call him Lando Calrissian.
Oh, Lando Venata. And he just got absolutely, that was the fight that made me think, you know what, a guy like Gaethje, if he ever gets into the UFC, he could beat this guy, because Ferguson is hittable, but he's super durable. But let's see, evil fingers tap together, how durable, right?
That was a test. He barely passed it, but he did come back. I remember when Tony did, I was like, all right, this dude, he's crazy. He definitely gets hit too hard, too much, but he's got that kind of championship willpower, at least. David Groggins. This is pre-Groggins. Goggins or whatever his name is.
Well, Smudger doing something here that I really, really like. Sometimes I feel like, when the ebb and the flow, the rhythm of the fight tells you we're striking and now we're resting. He does that extra little check hook on the break, or on the way in, he'll throw something before getting fully into range. Just every once in a while, you throw shots like that, and they catch guys as they're coming in, coming out, or it gives you just a hair of advantage in the striking department. It's playing undisputed, something I'm doing a lot now, throwing power jab before starting off combinations, and I don't know, I like it a lot in the UFC. I like throwing that hook or something extra that they don't expect, especially when they think that maybe we're both vulnerable. Let's take a break here.
And I feel like, especially with these high-level fighters like these two, you can kind of get lulled into a little bit of a. That was going on earlier in this round. You're just kind of going back and forth, bang, bang. It's technical, but it's also just the same rhythm. So if you can lull your opponent into that, and like you said, come up with a little bit of a change in rhythm or throw a punch where normally he was not expecting it, that's definitely helpful there.
Right? It reminds me like the two samurais, and they're standing across from each other, and there's like the shing, and then they reset, and they start circling each other again. I'm like, what if you shing shing like two of them? Maybe you catch this guy.
Exactly. You're not hitting a Wang Chung dummy or hitting patty cake or hitting pads. It's you can't doing the same combos, same rhythm, and if you find yourself in that, it's the person who adjusts to that and changes that rhythm to their advantage that does make all the difference in those exchanges. For sure.
Little takedown by Book Gaming, gets defended by Smudger. You're always in the danger, right? If you're at range, in medium range, that green zone with McGregor, you are in the danger as his opponent. Like he'll ice you out in one shot, one straight left, or just a 1-2, and he'll just march you down. If I'm Ferguson here, I like that takedown attempt. But maybe a little clinch here. Oh, Superman punch.
The Superman was perfect timing, range, landed, and he still got another couple on there. But like you said, in that green zone, in that medium range at the end of that Celtic cross by McGregor, it really does a lot of damage. Even to Tony, like it almost knocked his head health down halfway, just one perfectly ranged straight left.
And you were saying this is the, I didn't actually catch it in the beginning, but this is the alter ego McGregor, right? 5-star, all the badness.
Yes, I believe. I'm not sure exactly for McGregor.
I was like, is this the 50 G's, baby? Is this that
yes,
McGregor?
It is actually. It's 205. It's the debut of MMA in New York City. That was against Eddie.
Right. Yep. Okay. This is Champ McGregor.
Panty night? I don't remember the exact. I'm not a connoisseur of Connor's, but he's had some great one-liners in the past for sure. Smudger's starting to come. Smudger's starting to come out on top on a little bit of the year. He's got a little bit of a stamina advantage. Broken nose. Got some blood here. I mean, Tony's only warming up with a little blood, but this is only a 3-rounder. Feck it. Big shot. Judges love damage, so this is going Smudger's way in the damage perspective. Sure.
Nice 1-2 by Smudger, maintaining that range, slipping in and out pretty easily. I like I see it more and more often, people just remembering to plant themselves a little bit, get that increase in speed and damage before, instead of trying to slide in and hit a moving strike.
Absolutely. I think I remember when they tweaked that, added that, or improved that on some patches and whatever back in the day. And I was like, finally, definitely need to get an advantage for planting, putting that power through your legs, firing back.
Yeah, and I feel like at the highest level, we always see our guys do it, but every once in a while, especially on online ranked, but even in the ESFL sometimes, you'll see some guys, they want to press more, and they're throwing jabs out, and they're moving, and they get cracked with something, and it's like, how did this happen? Why did I wind up on the ground?
This is a great fight right here. Both these guys are grizzled vets, ended up in the top 10. I think actually both of them may have ended up just barely in the top 5 at the end of season 1. And this is supposed to be our co-main, I believe, and we had to move it to the start of the fight, or start of the event.
Well, how lucky for you guys.
We did. Exactly. Nice way to start it out. And by the way, if you're watching us live, appreciate you coming through. If you're watching this on the archive, like I know pretty much the majority of folks that check out ESFL watch this after the fact on the archive, be sure to come join us live, 2 p.m. Central on Sundays. Not every single Sunday, but most Sundays. And we'll try to announce that on our X and other social medias, Discord, etc. So we're live. Love live fights. No pre-recorded here at the ESFL. 3rd round, we got Book on the left. We got Smudger on the right in the blue corner. I think it could be a 1-1 fight, maybe, but Smudger definitely won that last round and is getting some momentum. That doesn't mean that much.
And maybe Elite King is right. Vuk might need a finish here, huh? I mean, it's very, very close, but, you know.
At least a 10-8 minimum, but
right. Oh.
finishes, yeah, for sure. Would be nice. Ooh, that is tough.
Yeah, that is no good. Left hook over the top. Causes rock state, but doesn't drop him again. I mean, it's Tony Ferguson. Derail.
I mean, Smudger's fighting really calmly but powerfully. He's not by any means spamming or pushing forward in a crazy pace. He's very precise, but his punches that land are doing huge damage, just simple 1-2s and 2s generally. And there's a hook throwing it in, but perfect range. I love it. He's not even throwing 5-6 strike combos. Every punch matters and is being chosen precisely. I'm loving it for Smudger here.
And it's tricky. Like, Vuk is playing Ferguson exactly how I would do. Whoa!
Oh,
is that Perry? He got that stance on. He said, "Please, MMA gods, please."
That was tough. Someone's got to clip that one. Oh my gosh.
Right. Do a little inspection on
the feet. He's back up
there.
though. He's totally fine. Shaking it off. Oh man. Look at that blood in the center of the cage. We got blood everywhere here.
But like I was saying, you know, Vuk is playing Ferguson like how I like to play him. You know, he's a guy that he likes to get in a little close, get that head movement going, and start railing off combos. And instead of backing up, go out cold. Now,
good effort though. I'm telling you, he landed a cutting elbow, landed a flying knee, but it was definitely not enough because Smudger was just so precise. Good defense, great stamina management. And just slowly but surely picking apart, and then started to bring that pressure up.
Ooh, and that was a rock off the or the straight right, huh?
Beautiful. That could be knockout of the night contender right now. We'll be picking fight of the night for sure, but might as well be looking for knockout of the night, and that's right up there. Of course, it's the first one of the night, but beautiful work by Smudger. Great fight, guys. Glad we were able to make this happen. Almost lost this fight, but we're able to move to the start of the card. Thanks, gentlemen, for making it happen. Good way to start the night. Becky, I'm going to mark that as, you know, a maybe for a fight of the night contender. Definitely, again, a nice knockout. We got 13 more fights to go, but we do got to remember, pick fight of the night at the end of the night, because each participant of the fight of the night gets $10. Yours truly, spoilers bonus. So.
Right, and in case anybody missed it, that was the Coco main, right? So it's not crazy to think that the opening fight could have been the fight of the night. I mean,
it is now, but I got a feeling these other guys, they want a piece of that too, for the pride and for that $10. You know, maybe you can get a Big Mac for $10 these days. I don't even know. Might be more than that. Feck it, damn inflation. It's all right though. We ready for fight number 2?
We are ready.
Let's make it happen then. We got AKA Amazon versus K1 Carnalito, AKA Kahan. Honestly, this might be a loser goes home or loser leaves town, to be more precise.
Wow.
Amazon was 0-3 last season. Carnalito, I think he had a win last season, but a couple losses, and he lost last week. I will say this. K1 Carnalito did lose to Driz, and Driz is fighting in the main event. I'm not saying these guys are going to get cut, or whoever loses. Especially if we get a really good fight, we can keep them around. But on the other hand, we need wins. Say an ESFL fight.
Right, we're just saying you need wins.
Fight right here. This is a big fight. It matters. Like, we're a competitive league. You know what I mean? We got to have the best of the best. So I think these guys know that. That's the fact. So that's why I'm really hoping we get a potential fight of the night here in what was supposed to be our first fight of the night, and it's now our second. Here we go.
And it has the crispiest audios.
Thank God.
Yeah.
We've been waiting for some good audio. It's
welcome to the ESFL, you guys.
At this point. Both these guys are legit, though. Trust me. I have a lot of losses in ESFL myself, and I thought I was good at this game. People are so legit nowadays, but I know both of these competitors are good. They are ESFL worthy, so I'm expecting a good fight all around. Strickland versus Adesanya. Beautiful kick there.
I like the way Adesanya is, again, kind of like we just saw, taking that time to back up, be in that preferred range where his punches are landing right at the end with a nice snap, and the kicks are right at range. Lower risk of getting countered.
You use either of these guys, Beckett, when you're playing at this weight class?
I actually use Strickland a lot. I use Strickland a lot, and of course, I am the jab merchant when I play him. I just throw jabs until they get upset about something, and then when they get upset about something, lead hook.
I love it, man. I mean, one thing I do really like about UFC 5 is several of these fighters. Beautiful work there by Adesanya Kahan. That was a sick combo, just perfect vulnerability action. I feel like a lot of the fighters that you can select in this game do fight like their real-life counterparts. Not all of them, of course, but these two guys are barely realistic to what their real-life counterparts fight like, I think.
Hopefully it's something
Nice
we'll
work
see
there.
moving forward. As EA progresses with their games, and maybe in future games, we get a little more fighter authenticity. Oh, I like the amount of the size of the roster now. We're getting to the size of the roster. Oh, man. Exchange.
Unique animations is the next stop. Unique animation is what they really need some help with. Amazon's on the bad end of these exchanges, though. I mean, Kahan's using that perfect range. He's got some kicks in there. He's got some hooks in there. He's got some lunging straights, rear straights. Like, very nice mixing up here.
Yeah, Kahan doing exactly as we were saying in the beginning. The range is perfect. Can't be touched, can't be dropped.
Amazon's almost rushing it too much, I feel like. He's kind of falling into traps, falling into shots, pressing really hard. It is only a 3-rounder. That makes a difference. If it was 5-rounder, maybe he could chill out a little bit, but it's almost like he's pushing too hard at this point, I feel like.
Amazon playing Strickland exactly how I'd play him, minus those 2 kicks. Like, he's doing exactly the game plan. You jab your way in, you find the cross or the hook, and you try to. I think one of the biggest things I like to do with Strickland, and maybe how he's supposed to be used, I don't know, is lure people into fights where their stamina's getting a little bit murky, and then try to murk them.
Exactly, and that's where like the 5-round could come in, but he's on the wrong side of the stamina game, and he lost that round, so kind of tough to make that happen. I feel like he should not be chasing him. Like he's ended up chasing Kahan just a little bit too much and getting caught. So we'll see. We'll see. Second round, anything can happen still.
And that's sort of the trick, right? When you have a guy that's like Kahan that's using the range expertly, maybe you need to let him come to you a little bit and try to figure out the distance on his own as the aggressor, rather than waiting for you to just sort of get in the sweet spot and then smack you.
Beautiful kick. That was a great head kick there.
Actually like the way Amazon throws that knee in there at the end of combinations sometimes a little bit. Maybe more to the body. That's what I've been trying to do online, and I just throwing a little bit more to the body, despite the fact that it's just incredibly dangerous. Wow, 1-2 by Kahan.
Yeah, he's doing some work. Look how bad Strickland's right eye is from that classic Adesanya left hook. He's been chipping away at it.
Good turning side kick. And a little lead roundhouse by Kahan. Again, this range is impeccable. Every single time Strickland begins any sort of startup, he catches him right in the middle of it and stuns him.
Oh!
That's what I mean right there. He tries to throw the jab out before it even gets halfway out. Boom, that's a foot in the face.
Perfect call, Beckett. Amazon clinches up, and it gets reversed into the... Oh, man, dominant position by Kahan out of that clinch.
Yep, and if you're Adesanya here, you just keep the pressure going. Combinations, punches, and bunches.
Woo! Kahan told me he deserves to be on this roster. He says he's a new fighter. He did join the K1 camp after all.
Oh, my goodness!
Beautiful, man. That could be knockout of the night right there.
Wow,
Oh
Kahan, professional baker handing out loaves, says here, this one for free. with a beautiful spinning back fist knockout.
That was sick. That's got to be knockout of the night, man. That was one of the cleaner spinning back fist knockouts I've ever seen. And look at
oh, chat likes it. Chat likes it. Wow, 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 wow.
Yeah, baby.
That's like contact EA,
that.
tell them put that in their one of their highlight packages.
Yo, you can use that footage, EA. Just put the ESFL watermark in it. That was sick, man. That was like even better than I thought. Almost like in real time, that was a legit knockout. But looking at it in that kind of super slow motion, 360-degree replay, I like it, man. That was great action. Hey, Amazon, I ain't gonna cut you, my man. You got another fight. I got another fight for you, my man. Kahan, you deserve to be on this roster. Good work there. I love it. We're going to be going to the next fight here in a second or two. I want to
just got a little bit of a slowdown, but that is
some of the fight here.
I don't know. I'm still buzzing about that Kahan fight, the Kahan Amazon fight. Wow, 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 wow.
I'm going to be going back. This is actually a good time for a little bit of a plug because I'm going to be going back. And I'm starting to do this a lot more here at the ESFL. Go to our YouTube page. You'll find probably not only our fight of the night, but the KO of the night. We're also going to have the event in an upscaled resolution with maybe a little trimmed down edition. So long story short, tomorrow and the next day, pretty much after every single event, the day or two after, we're going to be showing some highlights. We're going to be clipping some things together, showing the fight of the night, knockout of the night, etc. on our YouTube. So check out our YouTube as always. We're almost at 10,000 subscribers on YouTube and almost at 10,000 followers on Twitch. So it's a little bit of a race. It seems like Twitch is slightly ahead. I think we got like 9,900 followers. We're at like 9,820 YouTube subscribers. So heck of a race there. Beckett. All right, we're going to fight 3 of them. Internet went down. I think I saw that before we went live. K1 Cook having some issues with his internet, which stinks because he's the leader of K1 Camp. We just saw K1 Carnalito, aka Kahan, fight K1 Bums in our main event as the champ trying to defend it, and K1 Cook's the leader of the camp, but he had some internet issues. So that happens. Live event. That's why we're going to move on. We're moving on to fight 3. That be ATR Wicked versus Dondada Cam? Is that what loading up here? Shout out to Bruce Lee Rob himself out there in Hawaii. We got Dondada Cam back on the ESFL and Mr. ATR Wicked. By the way, neither of them have fought this season. None of them fight last week. And Dondada Cam, he was 1-3 last season, so he needs a big fight here so he also doesn't face potential cut watch. Even if Bruce Lee Rob personally vouches for you, you could be cut in the ESFL. And then we, of course, have ATR Wicked, ESFL debut. This guy's going to lock it in. We'll see what we got. We are at a lightweight for the debut. This is the ESFL debut for me.
Well, I'm excited. You know what? Dondada Cam won me over. One of the first times that he had fought in the ESFL, he went, he went Derek Lewis, and he went guns a-blazing. Yeah, he went guns a-blazing, and I don't know, just something about it. If you're willing to pick those lower star guys and try to smash, that's very endearing to me. I don't know.
I feel you, and that is why the record, we are a competitive league, but how you fight and things like who you choose, you're not always choosing the meta fighter, can be considered in terms of your ESFL resume for sure. And I personally never use 5-star fighters. I usually don't even use 4.5 unless sometimes I will a couple weight classes, but I got tons of respect for guys who use like 4-star fighters. Not in this fight, but that's okay. No mirror matches here at the ESFL. So we got Makhachev versus Oliveira. Which one of these guys do you prefer in ranked Beckett, if either of them?
I don't know. I like wrestling a lot in this game. Not the actual mechanics of it. I just like having the option of wrestling. It's undisputed. you're getting hurt and then it's over. What can you do? But I like the option. I like throwing it in. Sometimes I'm winning on the feet and I'll just throw a takedown in just to frustrate. So it's nice to have that in the arsenal. Oliveira to me is always feast or famine, right? I'm either absolutely whooping them or getting absolutely whooped.
Feast or famine. You're either making it happen or getting worked on over. I honestly don't use either guy. I like to use Dustin Diamond Poirier, or, you know, really my heart goes to Eddie Alvarez at lightweight. But it's a tough matchup using him against these guys. But, hey, I came up in fight night. I love boxing, but I also love being able to wrestle in these games, ground and pound. And I'm not a huge fan of the actual mechanics either necessarily. They're a little old. We've been having the same mechanics for quite a while, let's say.
Oh,
but, the mixed part of mixed martial arts, I love that as well. Big shot there by Makhachev. So going for a little bit of potential takedowns and grappling, but not really. It's mainly trying to hurt each other with fisticuffs here.
Very smooth, though. 1-2 to the body, and then he does it again, and on the third time throws the jab, fakes a takedown, and comes up with the lead uppercut. Don Dadacam throwing in some combos here. He's trying to give him different looks and see if he can displace Wicked. You know, Wicked, very linear, right? He's just, striking's very linear, but that's okay. You're long, you have power, that's how you fight.
Exactly. Can't be getting pieced up like that, though. Didn't take too much damage, but a little bit.
You know, sometimes when you're playing these guys that are kind of lengthy like this, like a Gustafsson or just a guy that's bigger than his opponent, people will say, hey, you're getting hit, move off the center line. And I agree to get out of that. But if I have to move off the center line, I'm doing something wrong, right? My pressure and my range and my strike selection should be enough to keep this guy on his heels. And if it's not, I'm either not putting enough into him, or he should be getting close to knocked out because he's making bad decisions and trying to come into me.
Great analysis. We need to get you in the booth more often. Look at this Kimura attempt.
Oh, yeah.
Draining this spam out. He's able to get out, but
very, very
30
smart.
seconds left. Can he make anything with this?
Very smart by Oliveira. Saw that it was coming up and decided to just kind of pre-buffer it and then went for it right when he hit zero. And you know, that's right when you know they're going to let off and they're going to immediately try to go for submission. So,
sure. Exactly.
Gutsy, though. Gutsy.
I do like the transition-based submission system. Great addition to UFC 5. Have you noticed that they hardly even touched the submission system, because it was pretty well tuned right out the box, which I was like, wow, I was pretty impressed.
Oh, you don't like you don't miss shine? You don't miss shine?
Oh my god. That was the worst.
You don't miss shine? Turn your controller sideways so you can get the really good slit on, you know? Like,
the worst. The first time I played that, I had the worst blister the next day. Like, I was going, it is not good. I became more of an EA MMA guy just because of the shine, I think. I don't know. I love the THQ games as well, but
perhaps one of the only things I missed that were a little easier to hit, maybe just as early as like UFC 3 or even 4, those counter transitions, you know, where you flick. Yeah. I mean, you still get them every once in a while, but you really have to be on top of it, and you have to have either quite a significant grappling advantage or quite a significant grappling stat to pull them.
Exactly, and sometimes stam advantages too, and I like that, but I agree it's a little bit more difficult to get nowadays, and it seems a little more limited to which fighters can do it.
Good defense there by Don Dadacam. Little hip bump by Wicked, tries to roll him over but doesn't get it, and now he's just going to go for his own.
Nice takedown defense. That was not really easy to stop right there. He's on top of it, though.
And you got to think, against the wall is not where Wicked wants to be. Yeah. Against the wall is not where he wants to be.
Takedowns from back clinch, turning takedowns are tough. There was a point where I could, like, deny 50% of those at most, but it was a very short window when I was that good at it, because it's not easy.
And, you know, these are some of the highest level players in the game. You can easily go into ranked and get that front headlock guillotine on people. Probably not these guys. Little fake here by Don Dadacam, looking to get into that rubber guard.
Triangle.
Maybe triangle. Yeah, maybe triangle.
I like it. Stamina battle. He's got the stamina advantage.
Fakes it there. Is he? Oh! Fakes it, and waits for the transition.
Nice. I love it.
Wow, that was very nice.
Beautiful,
you know, very
man.
high-level decisions here with 0 stamina too. I mean, you know already you have 0 stamina. You're already in the danger zone, and the submission can come anytime. But for Wicked, even though he lost that battle there, for him to stay calm and try to get out of it, wait for the fake.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but Don Dadakam just too good, just too good.
That was incredible offense, and like you said, the defense was good too. But that offense was fucking sick. Oh, look at that! Look at that! You got him in the Darce now.
Oh wow! Every good deed. As Don Dadakam finds himself in the defense, gets 2. Well, he tries to fake once, right? Tries to fake once, gets denied the second time, but then goes for it for the 3rd time, and wants his own arm triangle.
Triangle. Ooh, we got out though nicely. Arm triangle is one of my favorite. Hacking. You can do so much with it simply.
And it gets you out of danger a lot. You wind up on top most of the time.
Yep, exactly.
It's interesting when you get deep into the arm triangle, you actually wind up on the bottom there.
That's where you got to either go for it or not. You got to make a decision by then. You got to all in or bail. That was a fun little round, man. He pulled off that successful submission attempt. Got the desperate escape, as they call it. Knocked off half of Charles Oliveira's submission bar in one go.
Yeah, nice.
Like, that's very legit. Obviously, Makhachev's got great stats, but that was super cool sequence, man. One of the best grappling sequences of the season for sure.
Yeah. My bad. I misspoke. I didn't mean Makhachev trying to fake the Darce choke. I thought that Oliveira was trying to fake his way out of a Darce choke, like trying to fake that transition. And but then I saw stamina. I'm like, I don't know if you can actually. Can you fake a transition without getting like easily denied with 0 stamina during the Darce?
I sure as heck have never tried. Maybe it's possible. I never even make it to that end of the sequence that far. So they already locked it in on me, probably. Nice little single leg ankle pick action there. Uh-oh.
Yep, sits him down.
Nice.
Very smart.
Yeah.
Trying to move his way up. Position over submission, huh?
Absolutely. That's that 2nd and 3rd order of this submission system that I love. If you guys haven't seen Romero's channel, he had great breakdowns around launch. Not only how to do all this, but the strategy behind when to move, when to attack, etc.
This defense by Don Dadakam there. But winds up on the bottom, getting pounded by Oliveira. Oliveira says maybe we'll just forget about the submission.
That was like 6 out of 7 landed, I think. Now he's going for that arm triangle. Wicked! Madada's going to be able to get out. Or maybe, yep.
Okay, so that kind of answers my question. I know you can fake in the defense. I was wondering, like, how bad is it if you try to fake with no stamina? I mean, do they just immediately pick that up and counter? Or I don't know how long the window is on it, but Don Dadakam just did it right there. It just seems, it's like chat's saying, it just seems really dangerous. Seems really dangerous to be doing.
That's why, like, I've never actually done it because, first off, like, I get freaking submitted before I get to that part. But number 2, like, it's too scary for me to even, like, consider that. That's why these guys are so high level that they're actually, hey.
You know, I almost think that's what it is. They're just so high level that you're expecting the optimal move, and you're not expecting the ridiculousness.
I believe it. That happens. Sometimes it could also just be random chance, but unlikely. It's more of that. I know what you know what I know, so I'm going to do something different type of thing. You know?
Maybe I do just fake transitions, no staminas. But Wicked's really starting to take this away. Yeah, it's been fun. Wicked's starting to take it away a little bit, huh? I mean, the ground and pound has been good, but he did get the half submission. I don't know. Maybe it is 2 rounds to 1, Don.
I'm the worst judge, like normally, and then when I'm doing commentary, I'm like even worse because it's harder. So I don't know who's winning. I feel like it could be damn near draw at this rate.
Both of them faking out bolo uppercuts as we move into the final seconds of the match. Very nice. Good job.
Becky. I can't call that one. I'm sure. I don't know. I don't know. You got
Lots of
one
respect coming out. I don't know. I kind of still leaning towards Makhachev, but it might be Makhachev 2-1. What do you guys think? Makhachev 2-1. See if I'm right.
I think I will go with that, actually. Pretty equal
the
damage.
Full animation too. They savoring it.
I like that. Thank you guys so much.
Makhachev.
2-1. If it was 3-0 or if it was 2-1. Appreciate you guys going through the whole sequence. I do like the drama of waiting. See whose hand is raised. And, well, it was Makhachev. Dondada came with his first win of the season and his first fight of the season. Great work. Great work. I don't know if we're going to see the fight or the exact scorecard necessarily, but obviously he got the win. Don't know if it was 2-1, 3-0. Regardless, great win. Yeah. Great win on Dada Cam.
Oh, disappointing. I wanted to see that.
That was your debut.
Yeah.
You lost it. That's all right. We're definitely going to have you back there, Wicked Ways. Fun fight. You put on a good show, and Dada Cam is no joke. Even though he had a tough start last season, there's a reason Bruce Lee Robb personally recommended Dada Cam. Exciting fighter and very, very high level. So another fun fight in the bag.
Yeah, Dondada Cam, we are a Dondada fan. That was, I like that he's willing to go out and strike. He uses wrestling as a secondary. That's how I like to do it. I like to strike and I like to use my wrestling as a secondary. So
I love it. You know, keep everybody. Well, actually, earlier we were talking about changing up rhythms and not being too predictable, lulling your opponent to sleep and changing it up. We were most of the time about combos, boxing combos or kickboxing, takedowns, takedown attempts, and even faking takedowns. Huge part of changing the rhythm and changing gears on them. So very well done there. That's why it's mixed martial arts, people.
I think that just that little bit of unexpectedness, right? It's like, that's what, you know, and that's what was confusing me. I'm like, man, I would never in all of my wildest dreams go for a fake transition as Oliveira on the bottom there in an arm triangle with 0 stamina. But maybe that is the move you have to pull to confuse a much higher, you know, a higher level player than I am, for sure, you know.
That's why you asked me, I'm like, I don't know, I never get there, but
yeah. It's like I'm already gone. It's like I'm already submitted or I'm out of there, yeah, but anyway.
Hey, we're going to keep on rolling because we got a long fight card today, but we don't mess around in the ESFL. We don't wait. You know, I feel like boxing and UFC, sometimes you got to wait 20 minutes between a fight. We're not doing that. We're going straight to K1 WYD Fee. That's his name. I don't even know what that means. WYD Fee. Hopefully it's not something obscene. And Smokey. We got Smokey. Both these guys lost last week. They're 0-1, and they both had their ESFL debut last week as well. K1 WYD Fee lost his ESFL debut against Joe Goldberg. I said that you watched Goldberg's fight last week, so his opponent was.
So what is it? Is it either what you do in Fee or would you do Fee?
I'm calling him WYD. It's the official executive order.
Yes.
Of Boiler for the ESFL. And Smokey 0-1, but Smokey lost to AKA MG, who's one of the top on the roster, and he was kind of a last-second replacement last week. So both of these gentlemen want to win, and of course we got Anik in DC.
Yeah,
unfortunately
yeah.
on the comm. That's
exciting,
right.
exciting.
It's not Goldie and Rogan though.
Interesting. Before we switched over, he was showing Mateo's
not
camera.
okay as if the stream craps out, but we'll do our best to keep on rolling here.
Oh, is that me? Let me see.
Smokies, Makhachev, WYD, McGregor. There we go. We're back.
Word.
Less than a minute into the first round. Hey, that was a nice little turnaround there. And a takedown. Wow, that's tough to do. WYD, as McGregor takes down Makhachev after he stuffs a takedown attempt, gets his back, takes him down. I don't know if you saw that, Fecky, because I think everything's sinking back together, but that was legit. All right, good. We're bringing the production back together. All right, Smokey is Makhachev. Let me keep that in mind. McGregor is our WYD feet. Hey, at least these guys got their names as their PSNs. Back flat. Uh-oh. That's not good at all. I think, oh my gosh, this is horrible. He almost stopped him. I think WYD got a little too confident on the ground there. Like, he got away with one early on. He probably should have got back to his feet.
Connor's not. Connor's not having fun here, right? This is not where you want to ever be as Connor.
Ooh.
WYD.
After he got that, he got that early takedown, but like, you should not be messing around down here, man.
Right, what you doing, Fee? Gotta get up and hey, just stand up, Derek Lewis style. I like it.
Just stand up.
You know, that hardly ever works for me, but maybe again, as we were saying, that's that unexpected. Whoever expects you to do the full stand-up from full mount.
It matters like that. Truly can trick people now. Don't go to the well twice with that. It won't work twice. I can pretty much guarantee you that. That's when you're playing a little bit, 5D chess when you should have just been playing some checkers. That can get a little too fancy sometimes.
That, the one that always breaks my heart the most is when you're in full mount and you try the half guard bump. Like, you try to hit bump out to half guard and they block it. That one, that's the one that kills me. It's like, it's the most heartbreaking. Wow. WYD. Nice headshots up top. A long kick. I think just trying to back up Smokey.
This is where he needs to be. Definitely at that green range, that Irish green. Oh! Beautiful. Just as I was talking about, he was getting in good range, throwing those 1-2s. Throws that Rolling Thunder, and it landed, man. That Rolling Thunder landed. Shocked him just a little bit. Oh, we got some controversy of some mount bobbling. That is against the rules, number one. Number two, ESFL does and can, and maybe we will for this one, go back and review these for potential rules infractions. Don't mount bobble. Don't mount bobble, please. Anyway, back to the fight. Second round. We'll just give it a warning. It's a hard warning. No points taken for the mount bobble. That's what we'll say. How about that? Second round. Smokey is Makhachev. WYD. Took a couple nasty shots there, did WYD.
And this is one of those matches, I think Smokey missing, he gets punished every time, right? Every time he's missing, he threw that body kick and he's wide out in the open, gets pieced up by the lead roundhouse and straight left down the middle. He's wide open.
I think he decided I need to get this back on the ground. Ooh, nice work right into side control. That's nice.
Cormier agreeing with me.
Agree.
This is where you want to be. This is where you want to be. Exactly. Exactly, Cormier. Exactly.
Four-man booth. Four-man booth. It's
yes.
an honor to be with these guys.
100% Cormier. 100%. You and me, we going Popeyes.
Oh my gosh. Good denial there. And turnabout's fair play, WYD.
Right. It doesn't work that time. WYD just trying to stand up out of the backside control. No, not this time.
Okay.
Stays with it right before being out of stamina. Interesting. Jumps back and mount and says, let me get some stam. That right there. When that happens, the heart is broken. You know what I'm saying? Because that is one of the easiest ones to hit, especially if you're doing a power transition, like the muscle transition. Oh, when they get it, it's a heartbreaker. It's a heartbreaker.
Oh, If you're doing the power transition, they do that. You might as well just like,
Right. I sometimes I
literally,
have
but
several
damn.
seconds I need to recover and just think about my life.
What am I doing with my life here?
Posturing up now.
Interesting.
Hey. Yeah. Go ahead.
Connor deciding if I'm going to wind up on the bottom, I might as well. Like, if we're going to wind up on the ground anyway, I might as well be the one on top.
And I was going to say he should be standing up earlier, but hey, he's maintaining position and getting a couple shots in there. Look, denied that.
Yep. And I saw earlier why
hard
he
to
didn't
give
want to
up top.
stand up. He had 0 stamina, and he wound up on top after a failed submission attempt. And I think he just thought, I have no stamina. We stand up, I probably just get taken down again. Let's see what I can do here. But maybe this is not the smartest idea. We'll see. These guys are ESFL. Who am I, you know?
Exactly. I feel like he went to the well just a little bit too much. It was the end of the round, so it's not a huge deal. But look, he got the control time. He got punches. He won that round. Good work. WYD, not scared of the ground at all. Maybe he just thinks that he's equal or better of an actual player, actual competitor on the ground, so he's not as concerned about the stats there. And yeah, you can't just like stand up from top mount. That's pretty tough. I mean, I guess I could see Connor doing that against Makhachev, like, hey, I'm just gonna stand up. But he maintained the position, got a couple good shots, so that was the right move right there.
Nice jab there by Connor.
There's more bobbles.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Defense here as the hook to the head is blocked.
Now that I've been cued into it, I did see it too. Okay.
I'm going to say, look, we're going to review this after. We're not making a call right now. Review for bobbles. I got a whole team of guys that'll review this, and I'll take a look at it later today. We don't want bobbles. We don't want bobbles at all. All right, third round. 4 minutes left. Got to feel.
Wow. Smokey says, hold this one straight right. Side kick, spinning back kick. Keeping the range appropriate and effective.
Always felt and feel like Connor's kicks are a little underutilized sometimes. Like, kicks are very, very good. Everyone talks about his hands. Isn't that great kicks too?
Well, you know, if you think of Connor, you know, he in real life uses those kicks to try to draw you into the striking exchanges, right?
Right.
Uses the kicks to set up that range. Wow. Connor's down.
He doesn't block right. He could get finished. Decent defense on the ground. Not where he wants to be with 2.5 minutes to go. Not at all. Picks him off, though. Nice work. Ooh! Pops him in the liver.
Double jab, overhand left. The rare overhand from McGregor. Because you only need that. You only need the straight right to get that going. Smokey coming back with 2 huge uppercuts to the body.
Yes, and he needed to answer that because WYD had just like a sick sequence there, just like 8 or 10 unanswered. But then big shot. Nice. Smokey ain't done yet, man.
Wow.
Kept his composure after he got pieced up a bit. He kept his composure, fired back.
Someone's going to the pokey. This is the OK Corral gunfight. They have low stamina, decent damage on every part of them, head and body.
He fired it right down the middle.
Of events. Wow.
I like it.
You just need 5 more of those. Just need 5 more of those, and you got it.
Insult to injury. That could be enough to. I don't know if he's going to get 10-8 on this round, but he got a knockdown and then a successful sub and big elbow, getting some damage. Could this be a 10-8 round for him, which could be enough to win it all for him.
Hey, interesting. Makhachev also trying to just go for the stand-up. Doesn't get it. People talking about how Fee might be trolling here. It could be the submission. Oh, the submission load!
He might be trolling, but he's locking him in.
Wow.
Hell of a fight. We're going to have to look at the bobbling thing later, so just leave that to the side for now. It's still a fun fight.
That's a shame.
Action.
That's a shame. You guys, that could have easily been fight of the night, you know, and then you add bobbles in, and then you're like, oh, no. We can't even include it. Oh.
Because it was a great back and forth for sure.
This will be a tough one.
Let's see who wins here.
I think I'm leaning more towards McGregor, right? He had the knockdowns, more knockdowns.
Yeah. I wonder if we got a 10-8 round that last round.
30-27.
Oh, 3 rounds to 0.
7. Straight up.
Yeah.
Torres.
Okay, well, great win by
Maybe
WYD.
it was. Yeah, I thought. I mean, it's the right Victor. But he was the one that was mount bobbling, or no, it was Makachev.
We're at the point now where it could be a little bit of everybody was doing a little bit of everything.
Oh my god.
That was a dirty fight. That was a dirty fight.
Well, whatever. We're gonna look at it for the official thing, but long story short, great work by both gentlemen. Besides a little controversy, it was still a really fun fight. Great stand-up, great ground game, couple submission attempts, successful. Some interesting transitions, and definitely a lot of violence, some good damage. I was entertained. That's the main thing we're looking for here in ESFL. We want clean, fair play. We want the best of the best fighting each other. All in all, it's fun, man. Trying to have some fun, and that was a fun fight.
At the end of the day, we are here to entertain Boiler, all right? That's what it's all about. That's why we're here. We put butts in seats, all of you.
As long as there's, enough people to give Boiler love in the crowd. No, I'm just kidding.
Right. Even you in the chat, your job is to entertain Boiler, all right? It's a tough audience.
It ain't gonna happen anymore. All right, this is a super fun card so far. Let's. Who do we got up? We got AK and Davey. Is that what we got? I think so. Marcus, AKA AK. He has some other name too, but you know what? He just said, "Call me AK from now on." Even though his name was Marcus on the PSN, but he is 0-1, lost in the 8-man tournament. He was. Long story short, AK was 3-0 in Season 1. Made it to the 8-man tournament last week. Lost to the eventual champion. He's 0-1. But, hey, in ESFL competition, he's 3-1. Not bad at all. Davey, he, long-time ESFL vet, 0-1. But he was like literally a last second replacement last week. He's like, man, I didn't even hardly warm up. But I'll jump in there, and I'm like, you know what, Davey? You're the man. Appreciate it. So let's see if he's got a little bit more practice or warm-up. A little bit of a training camp this last week. No excuses. Davey versus AK. Let's have these guys lock in. Looks like they're going to be at welterweight.
Wow,
Ping,
a Joaquin Buckley fight.
I want to see Buckley. I don't think we've seen him ever.
Not at all. And I was just watching that I forget his name. Oh my goodness, because it changed a couple times, right? That one UFC fighter that got in on a fake record. Yeah. And he fought Buckley, right? And like Buckley felt disrespected by him. I can't remember his name. Oh man, but that's what happens. Joaquin Buckley is a destroyer, and in these hands, let's see what happens.
I've never used them in the game either. I probably need to change that because I like powerful left-handed fighters, and that's Buckley for you. So this is super interesting. Obviously, Leon Edwards, Rocky, no joke.
Oh my goodness!
Great
Look at Joaquin Buckley's model. He is statuesque. Right? He is like the statue of Titan, holding the whole world upon his shoulders.
Look at that triangle. Oh my gosh. All right. So, have you, or do you use Edwards very much? Have you used Buckley very much? Like
I used Buckley when he first made it to the roster, but I have not used. Is this standard Edwards or is this the Fight Night Edwards? This is standard, right? So I've used this one.
Based off the red shorts, I think, but I can't guarantee.
I've used this one. I actually don't know if there is an alternate ego. I thought there was one though, but I've used Leon Edwards, yes. And most of the time I feel like I'm doing exactly what Davey's trying to do right now, which is throw the hands and invite them into backing up so I can land the kick on the break.
Sure.
It is a little bit of a strange fight pick, Elite, but Buckley is, I mean, he's got the power. He's got the Muay Thai. He's not terribly statted. I think his stamina is the only thing that's not so great.
Okay. Edwards got great stamina, but they're relatively even here. And of course, Buckley, meaning AK, is on top. 2 minutes, 20 seconds to go. Early when this game came out, Edwards was, if not the meta pick, darn near the meta pick at welterweight. But haven't seen him as much, I guess, the last year. I mean, he's still definitely a great pick. But I felt like he was most picked, or maybe like second most picked, besides Connor or something maybe, at launch.
I wonder, we should break that down one day. Who are the actual highest picks? Put that on Twitter or something, you know? The highest picks of the ESFL. It's undoubtedly probably most likely going to be Connor.
I did do that. Oh, good work here. AK, nice. Finishes with the elbow. I love that. All right, minute left, and he's done some damage. He's in top position. Dangerous position here. I don't like turning my back for that reason right there.
It's very reminiscent. I mean, Joaquin Buckley currently, like recently, has been on the tear, right? Stopped Colby Covington, stopped Stephen Thompson.
Yeah.
This is a high stat. I mean, 4.5 stars is still, I think, very acceptable going up against guys. But it is a strange pick, considering there are probably, I wouldn't say higher statted, but better distributed statted guys than Joaquin. I say his first name because we're best friends, apparently. Right? I don't call him Mr. Buckley. It's me and Joaquin.
All right. Good fight so far. Not what I expected, I suppose. Especially a good ground game. And it seems like AK. Now, I do know AK has a strong ground game himself. Didn't think he'd be using Buckley for that, but he did have a super nice, seen it right here, back turning takedown, which again is super tough to stop. So that was nice. Get him against the cage and do that.
And I think some of that ground and pound might have just, I see it in chat, Octo, but yeah, like might have just stolen the end of the round with that, just a little bit of ground and pound control time. Ooh, counter uppercut by Marcus as Davey goes for that lead left hook to the body.
Sir.
And I said it earlier, going to the body, always very dangerous. Trying to put it into my tool set more often, it's dangerous, but it definitely pays dividends. And if you can get them going up down with their block, you can make a lot of magic happen. That looks really beautiful.
Yes. I won't go down a whole rabbit trail, but Fight Night Champion had like a basic block. You just hold R2 and it does up and down for you. I hated it. The up and down is so important. Beautiful left hand to the liver there by AK. Anyway, the up down is just, it seems basic, but it's so important to these type of games. You got to have that at a minimum.
Oh man, Marcus starting to get tagged a little bit more here. Davey finding the target a little more often with the feet, not so much with the not so much with the feet. I'm sorry, more often with the hands, finding the target, especially with that rear hook, as Buckley tries to move away. And maybe that's just, you know, he's a little bit shorter. You can catch him. His range to engage is much closer. And there's a call for maybe he should have picked Usman for this type of game plan. Maybe. Yeah, Buckley is a good choice, but Usman just has the stats and the size. Marcus giving us, you know, a really, really good showing here, though. Trying his dangdest to get inside and land something.
Yeah, Usman's definitely got a little bit extra reach. I think he's got like a 5-star straight punches, possibly. Anyway, he's definitely got a little bit more length on him, a little bit better statted maybe, but I like seeing the Buckley. This is great. Nice
Oh my
shot.
gosh!
Big power.
Winter
Boom,
Soldier,
baby.
Buckley is alive! He finally gets him with something. Very nice. More of that. I mean, I think it's that one-punch power that might make the difference here.
He's almost like Johnny Hendricks, where it's like, you know, he's like Johnny Hendricks with a little more reach, which is helpful. But
Don't be talking smack on my main man,
it.
Johnny Hendricks, okay?
Johnny's my man at welterweight. He's who I use all the time.
Yeah,
but
I
he's,
love
like,
playing Johnny Hendricks. at
hard to
welterweight.
hit anybody with him, but if you can actually hit him with that left hand, you will knock him down almost every time on a big counter like that. 30
Love
seconds,
it.
second round. I like those knees to the body that he's been landing.
Edwards maintaining the distance, finding a lot of these strikes without a lot of danger either. You know, he's not having to put himself in the danger very often. His range is really great. That sliding rear right hook to the body is connecting. He missed a couple times, but it's connecting.
Lean back, fired a body knee. Liked it by Davey. Honestly, we're seeing AK in Buckley. His body health's pretty low. The stamina's not too bad yet, but nice shot right there. Beautiful replay. Thanks for showing the replay, gentlemen. Anyway, I think a couple more perfectly timed body knees by Davey could really pay dividends here.
And I don't like using the phrase stealing the round, but there is no better way to put it. Buckley is getting out comboed for large portions of this fight. And I think Davey just has to keep those combinations going. But in the meantime, Marcus just has to land. And every once in a while, he lands, gets the drop. And again, maybe that is what, quote unquote, is stealing him every round. Oh my goodness!
That could be a fight stealer right there, Feckett.
Wow.
Beautiful ground and pound, and he finishes him. Wow, that is a fight stealer. What a finish.
Oh my goodness. Always look eye, no can defend. He went down to the well too many times with the body shot, and he found a knee.
Man, that Edwards knee is nasty. I saw it land into the body earlier, and, well, if you duck into it, that body knee becomes a headshot dead real quick, Feckett. That's going to be the knockout of the night, I think.
What?
All
It
up with
shows
great
the ground and
dude.
pound.
Well,
I wanted to
yeah.
see that. Ow. I'm disappointed.
Don't worry. We're going to make sure that makes the ESFL highlights.
Yeah.
I'm going to make sure that does. But that was so perfectly timed. Great work by both guys. Shout out for AK for using Buckley. That was a super fun matchup, and he fought well. But, man, that knee, devastating. Great work, Davey. Persevering when it looked like you were on the ropes, literally and figuratively, firing that knee. Whew. Fun fight. Another one in the books today, Feckett. I think each one's been fun, to be honest. So let me mark that down. Winner. Good stuff. Oh, man.
I feel like every match has like increased the intensity and the ferocity every time.
So fight of the night is what we really got to pick, but KO of the night, that could be in it too. We saw a couple great ones earlier too, though. So I don't know. KO of the night's just kind of like a fun. It's not actually, there's no Boilers bonus behind it, but fight of the night, there is a little bit of money behind it. But I'll even defer to the chat. And if you're watching this on the YouTube archive, go ahead and comment below. What's your fight of the night? What's your KO of the night? What did you think about that sequence right there? It was awesome. And while we're at it, might as well keep shouting out. Be sure to go check out YouTube, Twitch, our X account, at ESFL Gaming on all three, and actually our TikTok. Now that TikTok seems like it's not going to get banned, we'll find out if it finally gets banned or not. It seems like it'll be in the clear. We'll be dedicating a little bit more time here at the ESFL to our TikTok account, so we'll be sure to export things like that knockout we just saw to TikTok. Make it a, try to hit every angle we can to get as many viewers and hopefully new high-level competitors attracted to the ESFL as we can. Looks like the next fight might be
is ready.
Heck yeah. We got K1, Jody, BJJ versus Storm. Storm. He lost last week. He lost to Treehouse in the quarterfinals. Tree submitted him. Storm was pissed, but he's getting back in the saddle. Feckett. It's like, hey, anyone can lose the Tree at any time. Let me tell you. So glad to see Storm signing back up this week. And against K1, Jody BJJ, also 0-1. He lost to what remains of strictly business at ESFL 176. So we got two guys that lost their debuts last week. Well, actually, Storm fought last season, so it's not a fight ever. But
Man, who
Jody
picks
is first
DDP though?
DDP. It looks like STK Matador, aka Storm, is picking him, and Jody picking Adesanya. All right, fuck it. We're getting some unique matchups tonight. I'm liking it.
We are, and I'm a big fan of DDP. Have been since the beginning.
I love the awkward style. The awkward style of DDP, and just the fact he wins. I'm a big fan too. I really haven't tried him out too much in game. Maybe I need to rededicate myself. I got a couple other middleweights I really like, especially the Dan Henderson Pride alter ego. He's my main middleweight guy, and I like using the Chris Weidman. He's good too. But anyway, long story short, I like DDP in real life. Maybe I need to try him out in the game a little bit too. And then obviously our man Storm likes DDP. Jody Adesanya can't hate on that pick, man. Adesanya, great pick here at middleweight.
I like the way Jody is using this distance right now to walk DDP down, not let Matador get that wildness started. I totally understand where you're coming from. There's so many good nostalgia picks at middleweight that it's hard not to pick one of them. It's hard not to pick a prime Michael Bisping or the prime Dan Henderson. Where's Chris Lieben is all I'm saying, with the black nail polish. Where's Chris Lieben as a referee and a fighter? That's what I want. But anyway, back to this. Matador, DDP. The rear hand connecting often, and definitely something that's going to smash through the defense of Jody and probably get that rock. But Jody, very, very slick striking, able to maintain the distance, not let him too inside. I mean, really, if you haven't played DDP too much, you just don't want you don't want to let him hook off on you.
Okay. Can't have him in there throwing 3-4 hooks, going up high, low, left, right, tearing you up on the inside cage. Ooh, nice work there by Jody. Both guys are fighting pretty well. Feel like you said. Ooh, nice. Feel like Jody's managing distance a little better, but Storm connecting for sure.
Chad talking about takedown defense. I'll tell you what. Impressive takedown defense. If you can do the judo throws, you do that. Stars in my eyes. I'm always like, wow, wow, wow. This person is a professional.
I remember, I think it was Marshall Mine versus Pry.
Yeah.
And, Marshall kept doing that. He may even did submission, but definitely like the judo throw. Damn,
I like the submission one too.
Level.
Yeah. Oh yeah, level change.
Ooh, good work there. This is a technical fight. Nice right hand. Could have done more damage potentially. He was only on 1 foot.
Nice left hook by Jody. Just trying to maintain the distance. You got to just put something on DDP to hurt him, I think. Matador, when I'm playing DDP, if guys are not hurting me enough that I don't want to walk in anymore, then I'm probably losing that fight. But definitely not at that point right now. DDP able to pretty much just do what he wants. Hasn't been rocked too badly. I think it's the straight. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, I think it's the straight that keeps him off balance and at bay for the most part.
And if he gets through that kind of mid-range shield, his right hand, well, guess what? Adesanya is coming back with a left hook, and that's been doing a lot of damage too. So you can use that right straight and that left hook if it gets too close. Ooh. And we obviously saw Adesanya. Oh, huge shot. Uh-oh. Storm is backing up. Look at that head health. He's only got about 70% head health permanent, and it's down even more. And, of course, now he's down on the ground, and he's hurt bad. Ooh, he stands up. They didn't try to go for a finish or extra damage with the ground and pound, but maybe that was the smart decision by Jody. Storm is game, but he's starting to take big shots. This is not good. Jody, clinician here. Go ahead. Exactly. Perfect. It's every
Jody's
time
strike
there's
selection is just
vulnerability. He hits the exact strike he needs to land. And he's got a whole 2.5 minutes to work with here. I don't know if he's going to try to stand up.
We're going to do our grapple advantage game.
Round. Yep.
Oh.
Uh-oh. Maybe shouldn't have been there.
Yep. Nice switch by Matador. Flips him over.
Don't want to play around people's guards too long.
It's interesting, too. If I'm Matador here, I know I have a lot of options open to me. I can submit. I can ground and pound here. It's not an either-or type situation. It's not like, Charles Oliveira. Like, when I'm playing Charles, I get on the ground and I'm thinking submission, and I'm using my strikes to open up those opportunities.
Right.
DDP, you're just doing whatever is given to you.
Oh, no. Bad.
Yeah, it's that straight, man.
Hurt.
Oof. And a lead check hook.
Beautiful. That was nice, Beckett. That was a defining moment. Just pop, one shot. He wasn't even rocked when he hit him. He just put him out.
Little breakdance for us. Spinaroonie.
Can you dig it? Can you dig?
Right? Can you dig it? Dig it, sucker! I don't know. There's probably not a lot of suckers in the chat, but you know what's up. Boom. Check left hook.
Damn. A walk-off left hook. That
DDP just trying to
of,
throw it straight right.
Who did Adesanya just totally clean out with that? Oh, gosh. Earlier in his career. Whitaker and Pereira. Both of them. I was thinking Whitaker even before, but definitely Pereira as well. Like that step off, kind of step back, left hook is just deadly. Man, that was a fun fight, too. That was possibly the freaking knockout of the night as well. Like, wow, you guys are really showing up tonight, guys. I appreciate it. Boiler is entertaining, as we talked about earlier. That's the most.
That's what it's all about, yeah.
Great job. Great job, you guys. Hey, I want to see both of these gentlemen back in the ESFL for sure. That was a fun fight all around. I like to see that matchup.
Okay, we're going to move a little bit differently here, I think.
Okay. We're shifting gears, maybe.
Okay, well, that was Jody's. Okay, that was Jody's fight. Okay. No. We're still on it. We're still on it. We're still on track. We're still on target. Sights are dialed in.
Good. Sights are dialed in. We got Elite King 709, who was the last second replacement, versus what remains of. I have no idea how to say this. What's the name? Juxium? JX? I don't want to say
Husium?
it's inappropriate.
Husium? Is that JX? Who? Jux? I don't know, but let's show everybody and let's see what they think.
Yes. This is why Anik has the fighters pronounce their own name, so he can listen to them say their own name.
You know what, though? I've noticed after doing production for this long that sometimes the dudes tell us their names, and then they're like, they get in the live and they're like, no. It's actually...
Well, actually.
I mean, how long did we think his name was BXM until he was like, actually, it's Bum?
We're like, okay. That was a while. And I still wasn't even 100% sure, but I just went like Bum.
Right, we're still not 100% sure. He might just be going with it.
I've called verse like 5 different ways. I've called verse.
Right, Vera style, versus style.
Oh, and I gotta not call him that. I'm pretty sure it's versus style. What can I say? We got another fight though. You ready for this, Becky?
Absolutely.
JX versus Elite King. Let's get these gentlemen locked in. They're 0-0, both of them. Someone's O must go, both in the win and the loss column, I suppose. Again, Elite King took this as a last-second replacement. Love to see it. And WR of, I'm just going to call him JX. I don't know. Just see him. I'll see if I can figure it out some other day. But JX versus Elite King. We got Peter Yan. And actually, okay, I remember what I was going to say earlier, Feckett. We were talking about if we could keep track of the most selected fighters, right? Didn't do it for UFC 5, but for UFC 4, Peter Yan was like the 3rd most selected fighter behind Max Holloway and Connor.
I can see that.
Yan has not been selected that much in UFC 5. I don't have the stats, but I know for a fact Peter Yan is selected way less.
Well, Peter Yan has that weird, like, some of his stats reflect his somewhat cursed last few fights, right? He had the DQ. It's, I don't know. Peter Yan is still very, very tough. I honestly don't see O'Malley as often at bantamweight as I used to either, so.
Another unique fight tonight, though. I like to see it. We haven't had any repeats yet, I don't think. This is like the 7th fight, I think, so great. A lot of variety.
We might have had a Connor versus Makhachev twice, right? Maybe. I could be spazzing out.
We'll pretend we didn't.
Yeah, we'll pretend it didn't for continuity's sake. We're like the MCU, you know what I'm saying? The 1960s Fantastic Four.
Sometimes we go back and retcon things and it never happened.
Ooh, nice.
We have a huge reach advantage here for Elite King, of course. How are you going to try to close that distance with Yan?
It's tricky. He's doing it one way, which is the long jab and a moving long jab to try to get the stun off. And for the most part, it seems like O'Malley's gets stunned in between that. So I don't know if Elite King needs to strike earlier or maybe throw the feint and draw something out. But if you're Jusium, I don't know. Jusium, Joshween. If you're, Joshween is pretty good. But if you're him, like,
yeah, I like it.
Sounds like a rich person's name, you know, Joshween. Yeah, walk him to the cage, get him stuck. That's exactly what I'm. Now you're not having to lean anymore, right? So run him to the cage.
100%.
Try to cut him off.
100%. If you're Elite King, that's the last place you want to be is against the cage, unless you really think you can rope-a-dope. But I don't know. That's tough against, especially when you're O'Malley versus Peter Yan, and Yan's in your face and you're up against the cage. It's tough to say you want to be there.
And something that maybe you take your eye off of for a little bit, because you're always worried about O'Malley landing that straight left and icing you out, is Elite King doing some pretty good damage to the body here. Though, as I say that, Jusium comes back. Huge combination upstairs, left, right hook.
Nice work, Jusium. Making it count when he's up close. He's landing.
Oh, Joshweem! I don't know.
Joshweem's managing the distance better than Elite King, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm going with that. Joshweem. That definitely sounds like an afternoon DJ name. You would do Joshweem in the morning.
1033.
Right? 1077 The Bone with Joshweem. Bringing back the hits.
Love it. 80s, 90s, and early 2000s.
Right? What do they do? 80s, like, 90s, and today.
What?
I'm like, wow, today is like all the way from 2000 to 2025? What?
This is not good. Not good. What happened this last quarter century? Anyway,
what happened is Joshweem turned up those hooks and was able to put the pain on Elite King. And Elite, probably definitely the more known.
I think so, but Joshweem came very recommended this season. And the WR camp is no joke. What remains? I can see why. He's fighting with Yan really nicely.
Wow, that's straight right, left hook. It's just straight right, left hook, straight right, left hook. Does it twice, and it absolutely smashes O'Malley. This is the game, I think. You just got to interrupt his striking.
Yep.
Wow.
Elite King's not stepping backwards and getting put against the cage anymore, but he's also being a little bit one-dimensional, I think, just coming forward the whole time instead of faking forward, getting Jassim to come up a little short and then punishing him. I think Elite King needs some of that.
It's Versatile. He's in the chat, and he says you got his name right.
Nice!
And I agree.
You got it right. I just copied it.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, I got it right, but we give it to Boiler. We give it to Boiler. Great combinations, though. Exactly what you're saying. Like, Versatile saying this combination's so clean, and to his credit, Joshweem just can't seem to miss right here.
Love it. One of the best Peter Yan performances I've seen in UFC 5. I haven't seen the many, but it's a great one. And honestly, against O'Malley, I would have, O'Malley is a real tough fight for Jan, I feel like, but not as much here. Still not over yet by any means. Elite King's great fighter.
It's interesting. The way he plays Peter Yan, Joshua, to me it feels a lot like the way I like to play Frankie Edgar, and maybe that's just you use your striking and the wrestling's there, but mostly to prevent the wrestling, and you're using your combinations, not relying on any huge massive shots to take someone out.
Right.
It's like as long as you're throwing, there's going to be an opening. And as I say that, O'Malley, Elite King deciding let's throw volume and let's break the block.
Both these gentlemen are after it. Great round right here. This is super fun.
Here we go. Danger zone.
Oh my gosh.
Wow, these guys' blocks are like napkins right now. Everything they throw, bleeding through it almost instantly. Oof.
There you go.
Wow, this strike selection is insane. What?
This is what separates the men from the boys, man. Great work. Now I can't say it anymore.
Joshua, bro.
Started off so good, but Elite King caught him a couple times. Said, look, it ain't over yet. I'm a stud, too. I got O'Malley. Piece you up a bit. But Joshua generally ahead, I think, on the scorecards and the damage. And the
You just got to lean into it when you say it. Joshua! Like, you got to lean into it. Yeah, you can't fuddle around with it.
Can't half-ass it. Can't double clutch it.
Not at all. Not at all. That's a name right there.
Go with it.
That's a name to yell across the bank, when it's his turn to open the vault. Joshua! And he comes in like Gringotts or something. Good combinations, though. Elite King, if I'm Elite King, I'm looking at Joshua's block, though, and I'm thinking maybe this is my method through as he gets dropped.
Nice shot there. Yes. Commentary cursed by Beckett. Good work there. Side control. He's got 4 minutes to work with and a nice stamina advantage. He could cook him and just hang out and win on points here. He could try to get a knockout and ground and pound, maybe even a submission. Okay. Good work regaining guard, though, by O'Malley, by Elite King.
3:30 on the clock here. Joshua just in the driver's seat. Sort of building ground and pound and trying to work his way up. Position. I don't know. Maybe you get into the full mount and you start throwing bombs from up above, but it seems like he's content to sit in side control. Oh, what a sweep.
Tough, man. He maybe could have delayed a little bit before doing that. A great defense, on the other hand, predicting that. Not saying he pre-denied it, but damn near. He knew it was coming.
Double fake.
Okay. It worked by Elite King. He needed that.
Yeah. There are not too many ways, I think, and that's exactly what I mean. Like, you're playing this guy just like I play Frankie Edgar. You use the striking. Joshua uses the striking. He's got maybe not the advantage, but he's got the smoothness up there. So you keep it going there, and if you wind up on the ground, you have all that superiority in advantage and stats to get out of there. Here we go again.
Work. And Jan hits harder and a little bit more reach than Frankie, too. I like to use Frankie, but he is a little bit of those T-Rex arms. At least Jan can get out there a little bit further sometimes. Nice counter! Minute 30 left. Elite King probably needs a finish. Definitely at least a knockdown here to even have a hope. Another fun fight for real.
Ooh! Rear right hook. Joshua drops Elite King for perhaps the final time of the fight. Does he get a finish here? Yes!
Back guard finish. Joshua! Oh, Joshua!
See? It's so much better when you just land. Joshua! Yeah.
Joshua! Respect both these guys. Great fight, guys. I love it. What a debut by Joshua. And shout out to Elite King for keeping this fight together. When Joshua's opponent had to pull, Elite King says, "Put me in there, boiler." And it was a fun fun fight. A lot of fun. We're going to have both of those gentlemen back in the ESFL. Don't you dare worry. I think that's the de facto end of the prelims. Still got a few good, really good fights, actually. Some sick fights coming up. And then we got the co-main with Naz versus Advaita. And we got the main event, K1 Bum, the current PlayStation 5 champion. He's going to try to defend his belt for the first time against Driz. As I said earlier, if you don't defend the belt, are you the real champ? I don't know. Definitely don't get any seasonal award points. Now, we have a seasonal leaderboard. Whoever ends up on top with the most defenses at the end of the season gets the actual ESFL Championship belt mailed to their home, international or domestic. We'll foot the whole bill, and you're going to get some extra cash, Boilers bonus, maybe some other special prizes too. So that's coming up. We also have, like I said, the 5-round bout between Naz and Advaita. Before we even go any further, let me just give a huge shout out to our Wranglers. And here's 2 of them. Gonna be fighting next. Maxi and Pug. And of course, one and only Versus Style. Those 3 gentlemen helped us out so much on short notice with wrangling today. Thanks so much, guys. Really appreciate it. Now, for them to catch up, Beckett, we got what remains of Maxi, Jasweems, camping mate, versus Pug, who used to be in K1, if I recall, but changed to TKK. He's on the TKK camp. Pug and Maxi, both studs, and they're going to lock in. I do see a little bit of a ping here. It's still under 200 milliseconds, but not the best. It's all right. We'll pray to the internet gods here, Feckett. We're going to have Maxi versus Pug. I heard they're going to have another fun. Yeah, they were saying this earlier. Guys, okay, awesome. They're going to stick to it. Aldo versus Diego. Heck yeah. They're making it happen.
Like the Diego choice here.
Yes, sir.
I don't know how many of these newer fighters, like in the you know, what is it, fighter updates? I don't know how many of them you've tried, but I really like Diego here. He's big for the class. His power is excelente.
He's actually not my main, but he is one of my favorite new fighters. Especially if you take out like the Alter Ego and Prime guys, just like a regular current day roster edition that came after launch. He's probably my favorite, and I've used him a lot. He's a ton of fun to use at this weight class.
I'm sorry, I just want to bring it up. Why is Diego's mullet so flowy and shiny? It's too luxurious. I don't like it.
He uses Pantene Pro V.
Right, it's too luxurious. Little shout out to the late Elias Theodoru, RIP, my man. But you were the hair model of the UFC. Wow, 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 wow. Maxi getting comboed up a little bit right there.
That was great work up close by Pug. The flowing mullet.
You see it now, right? It's so shiny, and it just like it just flows in the wind effortlessly.
It's a hell of a mane, I'll give you that.
Right, and the Pug rocking it too. Great combinations, but Maxi just finding the mark with power.
Jose Aldo's always ready to throw down, and if you let him get toe-to-toe with you, he's got incredible power, incredible speed, and toughness. And he's already done a lot of damage to Pug. Look at Pug's head health. He's already down a lot, and he's rocked again.
Oh my goodness,
Nice.
They said the king was dead, but long live the king! As the king of Rio storms through with just basically straights and hooks to end the combination.
And I think he used like a lean as a feint. Like he was throwing a combo, and then he just kind of leaned and then start firing off again. Like it was beautiful, breaking the rhythm, and then fired off like that lead overhand. I think afterwards, if I remember, man. Beautiful work. Pug is in deep trouble, man.
Oh my goodness.
Come on, Pug. No.
Oh my goodness, Maxi just kneeled him. He was like, no, and stopped all of the offense of Pug. Pug doing a great job early on, able to put the combinations on and back and drop Jose. But man, oh man.
Once he got him hurt, like it just, I don't know. I think he got bloodlust. I think Maxi
saw red, yeah.
As soon as he got hurt, and he's like, all right, I woke up, time to fight, and he just did not stop bringing the pressure, just kept hurting him. And Pug, Pug is such a great fighter. I don't know if he thought he was going to be able to use that aggression against this opponent, or he was just kind of discombobulated himself, but he did not get out of the way of the danger. And when you're going up against Aldo, when you're going up against Maxi, they're just throwing like that, man, you are in a mixing bowl. A lot of violence happens very quick, and we had a first-round finish. I think that was our first-round finish of the night. Shout out to both those guys. Again, helping us out as wranglers here at the ESFL. You guys are awesome. Maxi, great win. I think that's your first ever win in the ESFL. I think. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure. That's a hell of a win to pick. Pug, you'll be back, my man. Love you. You'll be back. You'll be back, Pug. Heck of a fight. You guys put on a short but sweet, violent.
And you know, there's some talk about Pug like being horribly overmatched, and there was definitely at the end there, it just looked like he couldn't get away from him, and his block was broken. He was rocked. He couldn't walk. The beginning of that fight, though, I mean, you couldn't tell me that Pug wasn't one of the top guys in the beginning. His combinations, his straights, and particularly that 1-2 and the uppercut to the body was landing home every single time. But great adjustment, let's say, maybe, by Maxi. Great adjustment. Says, well, if I'm stuck on the outside and I'm getting hit, maybe I just need to find my way inside. And like you said, that head slip pays huge dividends on getting him inside. Trapped him against the cage, unable to get away. And I mean, once you're rocked and you're against the cage, what you gonna do?
Yeah, I've been in that position with Swiss Limax, who hasn't fought in the ESFL for a while. We should try to get him back in, but there's not much you can do. You're hurt, and you're the guy with the longer reach. You got someone like Jose Aldo just ripping 6, 7, 8, 10 strike combos in there. Like, that's tough. That's all right, Pug. You'll be back, my man. And Maxi, that's someone to look out for, man. He's 1-0 in the ESFL, and that was a statement to start his career here.
Man, there's a name in chat I haven't seen in a while. Someone busting out the Swiss lore. Where is the Swiss?
Where is Swiss? I think I last saw him playing Marvel, whatever that freaking new Marvel game. I think I saw him playing it. I'm sure Swiss will be back someday. But
fair enough. That game is hot fire.
But I swear, Maxi felt like watching Swiss in there throw like a 10-strike combo, and they're all like not button mashing. Each strike, each feint, each head movement is on purpose and devastating. So great work by Maxi. I don't know who we're going to match him up against next. It's going to be tough. Got to get those matchmakers who can take out Maxi there. We'll find out next week, I guess. Early in the season still. All right, man. Ready for this next fight?
Yeah, all right. Yeah.
We got Jasim and Maxi, both guys that just won. Third time's a charm, we'll see. But their teammate, WR What Remains of Strictly Business, is up next against BK Joe Goldberg. Goldberg 1-0 last week. Strictly Business 1-0 as well, even though Scouting Report is blank. Strictly Business did win his ESFL debut last week against Jody BJJ. Goldberg, again, won his debut against someone we saw earlier today, K1 WYD Fee. So, we saw WYD Fee get a win today against Smokey. So, both these guys, long story short, 1-0, and they fought legit competition last week. Whoever wins this has a great opportunity. I'm not going to say they're going to necessarily get a co-main next card, but if they get a big, decisive win right here, that's going to be huge for the resume. Feck it.
Very tough shoes to fill for the co-main, right? You're stepping in either for guys like Naz or Advaita, maybe the return of some guys that we haven't seen in a while, but put on a good show here, and you never know what'll happen, huh?
We're a meritocracy here at the ESFL, so it's your skill and how you perform that depends where you fight, who you fight, if you even make or stay on the roster. So each and every fight matters. Whoa, we had a little fast forward there. Come on, Twitch. We know you could do it. There we go. There we go. So Joe Goldberg, first time we've seen Usman. Hey, there's your Usman versus Edwards matchup here.
Right, you finally get the dream matchup that you've always been wanting, but let's see what he can do differently than Joaquin Buckley here.
Yeah. All right, Goldberg is in the red corner. Mr. Linus, I guess. Actually, WR of Strictly Business on the right. Blue corner.
Nice uppercut by Joe Goldberg. I liked watching him last time. It was, you know, I like watching new guys that I haven't seen in a while. Especially because even though everybody is always evolving, for sure, it's fun to see somebody new that tries something different.
Exactly. Especially when a game's been out almost a year and a half. And like, all right, we've seen most of what could be done in the game, simply put, but hey, there actually is new stuff. That's what's pretty cool about having different fighters, different styles come in. Like, oh, wow, I've rarely seen that or maybe never even seen that, and the game's 18 months old. That is pretty cool.
Good ground control by Joe Goldberg. Not letting him up every single turn. He's got him so far. Strictly Business, maybe. Yeah, looking to wall stand here.
Knees in the body on the break and a headshot. That was beautiful. Could have done more damage, honestly.
Ay, though. Who would have saw that flying knee coming? I suppose the pros would see that coming. They're stuck against the cage. We're chest to chest. Let's throw the flying knee. Let's gamble it all. Dog the bounty hunter.
Charge your grill at all times because you never know what's coming down the pike.
Wow, what power by Usman, though.
Yeah. Can't underestimate the power on Usman's hands.
I mean, maybe that's what you... If you're Usman, I think it's like a very high-level jab. I can't remember if it's a...
It's either a 4 or 5 star.
I wanted to say it was a 5-star jab, but... Yeah, I want to say it's a 5-star jab, but... Either way, you bank on the power, right? You know you're slower than Leon Edwards. You know that you can use your wrestling if you need it. But what he tried to do there, that's exactly what I'd do. Just walk him against the cage, right? Try to hook off on him.
And a perfect example of where you can mix it up. Maybe you're not even really trying to take him down, but you can at least gain cage control or mix it up enough where you end up with, you know, close in range with your opponent's back against the cage, and you can haul off with 2-3 big shots. We'll see if Goldberg keeps that up or even goes for a real takedown. So far, mostly looking to stand, but maybe mixing it up a little bit could be a good recipe here.
If I am business here, strictly business, I think I need the room more. Yeah, I need more space and I need more room to land these straights. I don't necessarily want to get into a round strike battle with him.
Definitely not. Ooh, we saw Strictly Business go to the body twice in a row, and on the second time he caught an uppercut for his actions.
Here we go.
Back clinch. Nice takedown defense there. All right.
Little attempt at a belly to back souffle. And a 1-2 down the middle. Yeah. Hey, if I'm Joe Goldberg again, this is exactly what I'm doing, right? I'm throwing short, straight punches so I can get to the target fast and hope that one of those stuns the target long enough for me to hook off on them. I want the knockout, right? I want the knockout. I'm not trying not trying to lay and prey on top of you.
And I'm glad that's how they're fighting, it seems, too. Better for commentary, better for the fans.
People talking about power bottoms and tops. You guys cut it out.
Yeah. No comment. Pretty close fight. I suppose Strictly Business is slightly ahead. Still, not over yet. Not even close. Good work to the body, though. Look at that body damage from Goldberg. It's been adding up. Goldberg's starting to have a little bit of a sore tummy. Nice.
Wow, but you know what? Is that the first or second takedown of the night? And it goes to Edwards. So Strictly Business trying to stay on top of it.
That was quick, too. I don't think he was ready for that. Pretty darn sure. Going for a choke as well, Faki. Run us through this.
Rear naked choke coming up. I mean, if you're Usman, I think you just do that same trick. Yeah, you wait till you're maybe a sliver before the end and then just try to get out of that. I like that. I'm gonna start taking that. I play that stupid faking game, which is good sometimes, but every once in a while you get a guy that's just really on it, and what a heartbreaker when they actually defend the fake, which kills me inside.
Yeah, you can't be too one-dimensional. Look at that body health is actually flashing just from those body punches from Sprawl. Goldberg tenderized to the body. That could really be a problem in the third round, even though he ends up on top here. Okay.
Tough one. I'd say, yeah, I was gonna say maybe it goes to Leon Edwards, just being the one that initiated the takedown, the striking and the strike selection. A lot of it landing. Usman might need something really special here. Ooh. Sneaky. Goldberg going for that fake takedown, trying to land an uppercut. Little OG there. Perhaps a bridge too far, though.
Armbar. I'm loving it. Strictly business, working the body, and then going for the submission. Even though he only got like 10% of the submission bar, that's still scoring points and very disheartening to your opponent.
Man, Usman's submission gauge there, though, says you shall not pass. It's like 1/5 of it.
The smallest chunk taken out of it I've ever seen, I think, but it counted.
Both guys actually doing fairly well on the ground, but I'd say, you know, the control obviously is going to strictly business. The control, some of the strikes, got the submission. Maybe someone in chat knows how much a judge scores a finished submission. Nice uppercut. That rear uppercut Goldberg has been trying to land on all night when he sees that straight to the body. Yeah. There it is again. And he always throws doubles. He throws it straight to the body and a lead uppercut to the body.
2.5 minutes left. That body is just too hurt. Up. Oh, that was beautiful to the head.
And perhaps echoing what we said before, he's got to worry about top and bottom, right? He's worried about the head. He's worried about the body. And you're backed against the cage. Recipe for disaster.
Nice work. Goldberg's a survivor, but he can only take so much damage.
Oh my goodness. His name is Goldberg, but maybe a little bit more like Gordon. Strictly business telling him to get out of the kitchen.
Up against the cage. Can he get a finish? You know he wants a finish. Goldberg's sticking in there, though. He's not giving up. Covering that body as much as he can. Even if it sacrifices some brain cells.
If I'm Goldberg here, I'm thinking everything is just too... It is too compromised. Everywhere he goes is danger zone, specifically the body.
Oh, that might be it, buddy. Wherewithal to stand up there. I love it. But that body's just too... Oh, my. Someone throwing the towel.
I'm sorry, did we see that spinning back kick to back fist knockout and everyone said, hey, that's pretty neat, but check this out? Because everybody seems to want the finish tonight, and they want it in spectacular fashion. I don't think I've seen sharper strike selection and accuracy than tonight. This is easily one of the nastiest striking affairs.
These are the folks that dedicate months and, in fact, years to their craft and are still playing this game a heck of a lot. Every frame matters at this level, and that's why that shot selection and the actual execution is so key. We see it here at the ESFL, these guys step it up. Like you said, that knockout we had earlier, the spinning back fist finish, I still think that might be the best knockout of the night, but we've had like 2 or 3 others that were like right at that level, and that was a hell of a finish there too. Goldberg, big shout out, did not give up, and I know he'll be back, but when we're looking at what remains of strictly a business, 2-0, pretty dominant finish there, and fight overall. Strictly Business is definitely making it to the main card next week. And I don't know if he wins, he might even come close to a title shot. 2-0, dominating performance. We'll see what happens. Next up, we do have a few more fights till we get to the main event of the evening. We'll take a minute here.
Let's take a look at the card real quick.
Why
not? Why not?
Ready to go. In the meanwhile, let's go review some of the fights and look what's ahead as well. Let's start with our main event. K1 Bum, who won the 8-man tournament last week. The Season 2 inaugural PlayStation 5 champ. But the question is, can he defend it? And if he does not defend it, he does not earn any seasonal championship points. And if you don't earn those points, you can't win. Have the actual ESFL championship belt sent to your front doorstep. So that's what's on the line for K1 Bum. Driz, on the other hand, you know what? People were pissed last week. I'm not going to lie, and I'm one of the head matchmakers for all intents and purposes. People were like, how did Driz not make it into the 8-man tournament last week? Well, he didn't, but he picked up a win, and look, upon popular demand, and he deserves it for his skill and what he's done in previous seasons, etc. He's up for the championship. And then, of course, Naz versus Advaita. Can't sneeze at that co-main event.
My goodness.
So those two are going to be awesome. Versatile versus AKA MG. Both guys 1-0. Great records last year. Mound Jacks versus Fortify. Actually, it looks like those guys are ready to go.
Yeah, Mound Jacks.
Mound Jacks directly.
Mound Jacks.
Mound
Jacks.
French.
You need a lot more.
Rob was saying it correctly last week. I need to pick up on it. Look at this. 30 millisecond. 46 milliseconds. All right. Got a nice ping here. It's good to see it. Fortify 1-0. He won his ESFL debut last week against K1 Cook. Monjax defeated Davey last week. Monjax was actually cut in Season 1, but was able to make it back to the roster. And, hey, he picked up that win last week. Shows that it really is ESFL material. You know, he deserves to be on the roster. And had a hell of a fight last week against Davey. So, Monjax versus SB Fortify. Hey, Fortify has some gumption. He sent me a message on Discord after last week. He's like, hey, when's my title shot? I'm like, yo. You just had your ESFL debut, and you got to win. But there's a few other people that might be in line. But I like to hear that. I like the confidence that shows. And just, you know, sometimes ignorance is bliss. If you don't think anyone's on your level, then maybe they're not. Even if it's like Naz, Advaita, K1 Bum, Driz. Like, Fortify's like, I don't care. I want the title shot. He's not necessarily getting it, but he's getting a great fight right here against Monjax. And looks like these two guys have fought already. Monjax 2 wins versus 1 for Fortify. Let's see if these gentlemen will lock in.
We've seen some crazy numbers in that before, though. I mean, we've seen like the 100 wins to 100 losses. Like,
I've seen, like, I think the record I ever saw was like 400, 400, and the other guy like 250. 650 fights amongst each other. I don't even remember what that was. There's probably more than that nowadays. I bet some of these guys fought each other like 1,000 times or more. But hey, doesn't matter whether you're sparring partners, campmates, or bitter enemies. When you're fighting in the ESFL, it's 1 versus 1. That's all that matters. All right, here we go. So we are in French. I believe, is that French?
Noir. Yes, this is French.
Was welterweight combat.
Ooh.
Monjax in the
Bet you
blue
guys didn't
corner.
know you'd be
as
learning
Darren
something.
Bill. I took French for 3 years in high school. Bonjour. Me llamo Benjamin Boiler. Oh, wait, that's Spanish. That's actually the problem. I always switch between Spanish and French. But no more of that. Let's get to this fight. Monjax, again, Darren Till. And we got Usman as our guy, Fortify. Hopefully they're not lagging. They look like, I thought they had a decent ping. But, you know.
They were rocking 30 going in here, but it's a little slow down me.
Hopefully, you know, of course we want a good product here in the ESFL, but I hope that these guys at least are not lagging when they fight.
Well, that was a pretty good defense. He even blocked the turn on it against the cage, so
that's tough to do. Not easy at all. Pill. I haven't seen Pill select in the ESFL for a really long time either, man.
Actually, I like Darren Till just because he has a big model and you can land on people from range. I like that kind of fight, but tonight seems to be the night of maybe sacrificing a little bit of that range for the power and combinations. And we're seeing it right here as Vader just sort of walks through.
Yep. And if you get on the inside, it's actually helpful to have shorter arms because you can throw punches quicker than your opponent. Nice knees. Couple landed. Oh, nice. Beautiful
counter by Vader. Maybe Moan Jackson needs to be using the front kick a little bit more or something to keep this distance, but he doesn't seem to be able to hurt him enough to get the space that he needs to land his combinations.
Exactly. If he's able to get some space, he might be able to slip that left hand or a left kick to the liver of Usman, but Vader, aka Fortify, is not letting him get that space. Not at all. Minute left, first round.
If I'm Moan Jax, I'm thinking, okay, maybe I've given away this round. I've spent a long time on the back foot. And really, one of my most successful combinations has been landing the jab, and as Vader backs up, landing the straight, which in a perfect world, I think that's what you want to do. You want to engage him in the medium range, does Moan Jax, and as they're slipping away from your strikes because it's too much, you land something long and wide.
We've seen that done multiple times to perfect effect earlier tonight in other fights. Ooh. Little choppy stream, but getting some action here.
Right.
You know,
how are they playing through this lag? They're the highest quality of player. All right. This lag to them, it's merely, you know, it's like Goku when he's got the weights on, takes them off and his clothes just go right through the ground. And he's like, now I'm ready for true competition.
The hyperbaric time chamber or whatever, something like that. I remember, all right, so old man story, you know, your boy Boiler is not a boy. I'm actually an old man at this point, and 200 millisecond used to be like the best ping ever. I don't know if it was as choppy as this, but kids these days, oh, nice attempt there. That was cheeky, as Balian might say.
All right, we too spoiled with our fiber optics 1 gig download
On the other hand, I will say, in my opinion, lag helps the less skilled person. I'm not saying who's skilled or less skilled in this fight, but you're able to be less precise when you have more lag. So I always hated being laggy because I always felt like I had more skill than the other player most of the time. And that was beautiful trip there. That was nice.
Vader finding ways to get to where he wants to go, which is nice. I mean, if the worst thing is you want it there and you just can't find a way to get to the ground. And then you become predictable and you get landed on by a big knee like we saw earlier. So,
yep. Got that
your
trip.
life flashed before your eyes.
Put back into half guard and regain side control nicely. Now he's done like 3 or 4 denials, side control. Now he's getting that ground and pounder. You know Usman hits hard from this angle, man. None of them landed. Good defense, but it's still not where you want to be if you're Monjak. Pretty easy denial there. 3 minutes. You don't want to be in this position. You're starting to lose a little body health and stamina from those short shots.
People talking about artificial lag. I don't even think things like lag switching even work anymore. Do modems have standbys on them?
Oh my god, I hope not.
Right? My modem does not have a standby button, so I'm just wondering if y'all are sitting out there with standby buttons like it's, you know, early 2000s still.
All right, original Xbox Live Network style. Monjax, not where he wants to be. Can he
Vader
something happen to get back on his feet?
Vader postures up right there and then lets it go. Hard to say what's happening here. Maybe Vader just senses, hey, this guy can't get me off of him. I'm content to sit here, punch the body. And just as I say that, Monjax says, hey, check this out. Straight muscle transition, kick you right off. Yep. If only that's how it worked all the time. Put the feet on the hips, you just push. That's how you get anyone off of you in full guard.
I really want to see Monjax Till in the blue corner make his opponent come up short and land a huge left kick, either to the body or to the head. But that's not happening. Takedown, nice takedown. Just a blast double. Right. Good work there by Fortify. He's no joke.
Yeah. Monjax finding his way to his feet again, but you're right. Fortify has the power. He's finding the shots just enough to keep the fight in his favor, I think, getting the drops, getting the respect and the hands up so that he can get those submissions or those takedowns.
Yeah. It's not in my opinion, it's a little bit easy to stuff takedowns in this. So, being able to get that, pretty much trick your opponent or have them so worried that they're holding their hands up and getting that takedown in this game means you really affected your game plan in there.
Especially when, people are very cognizant of takedowns during the clinch attempt takedowns versus the, just like 1-2 blast a double through them. But he's able to get some of those too. So impressive. Goes for head and arm collar.
Exactly. All right, third round. I still could be almost anybody's. Like if someone pulls out a 10-8 here, they could be the winner, I think. I suspect Fortify's winning probably. Vader, aka Fortify, but still, anything can happen with the judges. And if Monjax could get a 10-8 round here, might pull something out.
We definitely can't discount the fact that Monjax has been landing some really impressive body shots, Sorry, corpse.
Won him the first round.
Corpse. The corpse, not the tete. Not the tete. I'm talking about the corpse right now. Oh, man, another good shot to the corpse right there by Usman. Damaging
S
Till.
is silent.
Oh. Core.
Is cool.
Cool.
Something like that. All right, man. Monjax needs to make something happen. He's starting to fall behind on the stamina game. Like you said, though, he might have won that first round with the damage to the body. Damage has scored so much. The core.
Wow. Nice elbow, though. Nice elbows. Fortify tries to step in. Monjax definitely not out of this, but perhaps losing 2-0, maybe 1-1. Funky little animation there.
I think that was like a headbutt. It looked like a headbutt. We'll say it was a headbutt. Clash of heads. 2 minutes left. Last round. After this, it's the new Cocoa main versus Stalvers, a.k.a. MG, but I honestly think whoever wins this last minute and 35 seconds could be the winner of this fight.
It's just having trouble keeping him off. Monjax unable to really get the space here, feeling just a tad too crowded.
I feel crowded watching him, so he must be feeling crowded. But he's not doing too much like lunges to the left or right to try to circle too much. That is dangerous. You get a lot of vulnerability, but oof.
And the double jab uppercut is Fortify's go-to. And perhaps sensing because Monjax has been utilizing some pretty good shots to the body, so maybe he's thinking I'll catch this guy as he goes downstairs. But when they're up close like this, it's pretty much always everything coming to the head. Jab cross. Non-stop by Monjax.
Ooh, 15 seconds to go. Let's see if someone can land a decisive strike to finish the fight.
Maybe Fortify slips here. Right, slip straight.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
They both went for it. Great fight, guys. This is pretty close.
It was a very close fight.
Enough.
It's possibly 2-1 Usman. Though, well, there was the rock and the drop. No, we weren't going to lose it there. I was putting out all the juju in the world I could.
Stay with us. Nice elbow on the break there. Usman looks pretty happy.
He looks pretty happy. Going by his facials. He looks like he's pumped up about this one. Darren Till definitely looks like someone stole his lunch money.
Ali Abdelaziz told him he won.
Kamaru!
Nice work. Good win, but Fortify, man. Persevered. Hey, he you know, all around. Great fight, both guys, but I think the right man won. What do you think, Becky?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it was the takedown pressure, right? It was the takedown pressure that was telling that story, changing just the areas that they're fighting in, and Darren Till had no answer for getting back up other than trying to get back up.
Yep. Yeah, look at the stats. 32 significant strikes landed for Till, which was more than for Usman for Vader.
Mm-hmm.
But 3 takedowns, 4 minutes of control time. Pretty much 4 minutes of control time in a 15-minute fight. It's really hard to win after that when everything else is so close. But great fight all around. Hope those two had some fun. Definitely be seeing both of them. But Fortify, 2-0. You know, that's a way to start your ESFL career. 2-0, and possibly a co-main or a co-co next week. That gumption, I love it. He's confident, and it seems like he deserves it. 2-0, and looks like he could be a top 5 ranked type of guy when the first set of rankings come out later this week, Beckett.
And sometimes I think when you're fighting an opponent that's very similar to you. I mean, let's be honest here. They were both trying to throw the 1-2. They were both trying to throw the 1-2. Neither one of them was trying to avoid the other ones. It was a lot of just smashing and banging, and I think that's where we saw it start to edge out as Fortify worked in the takedowns, as he worked in the uppercuts, trying to catch Moan Jacks going to the body with that long straight left. So it's, you know, when you're so close to your opponent, maybe what separates some of these fighters that seem just they can't miss, they're really good, their combinations are great, versus the other guys is these other guys, they're making adjustments, right? They're making adjustments. This is not how I normally fight, but I do have it in my bag. Let's try this.
Perfectly said. And Darren Till's one of the biggest models in that weight class. He's a little bulky. He's not the fastest of the fastest guys, so definitely felt crowded. Like I said, when I was watching, I kind of felt crowded. If I would put myself into Moan Jacks' well, he's not wearing any shoes, but his position, I guess. All right, hey, what else can we say? We're here at the co-main, and we have Versatile versus AKA MG.
Mm-hmm.
What do you say, Beckett? Should we roll right into this one?
Yep, we're going right into this one. Versatile versus MG. Wow. Versatile. First of all, everybody knows both these fighters, obviously. Versatile just came off of a defeat to Tech, 4-5 in the season 1. A proud member of the ESFL staff and owner of Total Combat Esports League.
Total Conflict. Big shout out to Total Conflict.
Yeah,
they're a pretty new league. I know a lot of you folks out there following them. If not, shout out. Go check out Total Conflict. So we got Holloway and Volk on the right in the blue corner, a.k.a. MG, who went 4-5 last season. But trust me, he had one of the toughest strengths of schedule. And very similarly, Versatile went 4-5 in season 1, but also had one of the toughest strengths of schedule. I mean, like every one of his losses was against a top 10 guy. Both of these dudes, very tested, grizzled vets, and both went 1-0 this season. You know, they won last week. So,
am I reading that right? MG 0 demerits last season. What a G.
9 fights with 0 demerits. So he earned Boiler's bonus. Versatile did as well.
Wow. What a G.
Better, since he owns his own league, he better freaking not have any demerits. But no, both these guys are studs. Great fighters, and super glad to have them here in the ESFL.
Great job by MG, not trying to cede too much space here as he gets his striking uninitiated. You know, he goes in, and I mean, when you're Max Holloway, your bread and butter is double jab, and then hooking off the same hand and the 1-2, right? So you need the room to use all of those long tools. You're really only using the second one, the check hook off the jab, when they're getting close to you. And you know Volk is trying to be close to you.
Yes. Can't let him get close, but he wants to get.
Right.
Southpaw. Can't let you get close.
Versatile, very methodical, just trying to find. I think he's just trying to find some sort of feint that gets him in closer. We haven't really seen him throw too much combination. He's trying that feint front push kick, and then jab his way in.
MG's very talented at keeping that distance, and obviously Max is extremely quick. So MG's not letting Versatile put him in any bad positions, but conversely, Versatile is not letting MG get a nice left hand. But
a lot of stance switching from Versatile, huh?
He wants to be that dynamic kind of flow state, I guess, kind of going from orthodox southpaw back and forth. I like that if you can actually pull it off and your fighter has decent switch stance stats.
And I was trying to figure it out. Like, is he doing it to give him a different look, or because every time he gets connected on a leg kick, he switches stances after a couple seconds? I mean, there he just switched, but I saw it earlier. He was just switching stances after getting leg kicked. I thought he was doing it to give his legs that recovery time, but now it's starting to look like more he's just trying to give him something different. He's trying to be wild out there.
I like it. Switching it up. I'm a big proponent of protecting your leg health early on, so maybe he started that way and then realized, hey, I'm actually doing better southpaw. I'll stick that way. I don't know. Versatile he's a very intelligent fighter, so he's doing it on purpose. I'll tell you that. Even if he kind of stumbled into it, he might be like, hey, go with it. And sticking to your game plan, but also being flexible in the middle of a fight, finding that balance is huge.
You ready to fight?
Respect. Love to see it. Round 2. This is a fight I actually would love to see at 5 rounds between these guys, but is what it is, as Holloway would say. It's a 3-rounder here in the co-main at ESFL 177. No! Gentlemen, ladies, and everyone in between.
But we're still live, you guys. Before he says this, we're still live. We're still here. But we did run out of stuff.
That's all right. I blame myself. That's all right. We got a sick fight going on right here. We still have the archive. And if you are watching this on the YouTube archive, be sure to join us live, because these fights are best live. I mean, I like watching the highlights and stuff, but nothing like watching this live. Second round, minute and a half in. I mean, Versastyle's taking a little bit more damage, and there's a good right hand by MG. I guess MG's slightly ahead right now, Factor. What do you think?
I think so. I mean, listen, MG just doesn't seem to be able to miss with the 1-2, which is hard to do, right? You're Holloway, your accuracy is super high. You're the best boxer in the UFC, baby! Big elbow as he tries to move in. I don't know. I mean, Versatile, maybe it's just he can't find the right combination that he wants to get in with. That's what I was saying earlier. Like,
right.
Yeah, maybe he just can't find the right combination to get in right now.
Ooh. Shot. Versatile took the worst end of that exchange for sure. AKMG's no joke, man. Neither's Verse. Both these guys deserving of this co. Whoever loses is going to be disappointed. It's going to be a long road back to the championship to try to earn another shot, or earn a shot at the championship. But whoever wins this could right in line for #1 contender next event.
It's a great job. MG absolutely guarding the gate here. Not letting Volkanovski. I think the trick is you just can't let Volkanovski back you up too much. You need that You need that respect, and that's where that 1-2 really comes into play. And you just switch it up. I personally think it's as simple as throwing the 2 instead of the 1. Right? Just throw the straight down the middle when they're getting a little too fresh with you, and work the jab when they're on the outside.
Sure. With certain fighters in certain situations, I love using the straight as my jab. You know, you're using your straight as a 1. Big shots. Volkanovski really can just chop wood. Uh-oh.
And it all depends on how close. Oh. What? Is this the beginning of EA UFC 5?
Undisputed? Is this undisputed? Are we having glitches like it's undisputed?
Goodness gracious.
All right, we're back. But I don't think it actually affects the scoring. Well, it doesn't matter because Verse just got knocked down. Ouch.
Yeah, and there again, like exactly like we just said, he just used that 2, like used a little proning 2 out there, and boom, smacked him. Proning, little probing 2, and smacked him as he was trying to come in.
It's less dangerous than throwing a 1-2 because if you throw a 1-2 and they both miss or get countered, you're in trouble. If you just throw that 2 and then you just look for defense after that, if you miss with that probing straight, at least you still got time to come back and defend. Whereas if you're throwing 1-2 or 1-1-2, you could be kind of in a bad position if you throw it off the mark.
And it's that gamble, right? Because, you know, like I've been saying, I think Versastyle's trying to find the combo that disguises what he wants to do, and what he wants to do is hook. So if he finds a slip, you know, on that cross rather than the jab, that could be good night. But as we say that, MG in the core. Oh my goodness!
Finish! Herb Dean saves his life. Oh, Max Holloway avenges his losses to Volkanovski. Great work by AKA MG. Man, what a fight, man. I thought I wanted to see that go 5 rounds. It didn't even go 3. We got to finish there, Feckett. Great
MG fight. Looking amazing. Virtuoso of violence. The ground looking like a Pollock painting. Just got little splatters everywhere. That's art, all right?
That is postmodern art or something like that. I don't know.
Right? I would hang that up.
Almost expensive as the banana that you duct taped to the wall or whatever. I know that's like the leading edge of art these days. So, but great fight. AKA MG shows, hey, you know, I might have had a losing record last season, but I went against the best of the best. I learned. I showed up every single week. It was a long season. And look, it's starting to pay off. 2-0. And he beat one of the best versus style. Good work, man. I can't wait to have both those guys back in the ESFL. And I think MG, I'm not saying he's ready for a title fight quite yet, but he gets another performance like that. Might get one, buddy.
And
oh, my God, Beckett. Go ahead. Sorry.
Well, I was just gonna say, you know, MG. That was that story of, and I see it in chat too. Hey, it's taller fighters. If you're a taller fighter, and you are not backing up, and you are the guy that is able to strike, and you're the guy that's going first and landing. Most importantly, you need to be landing. But if that's you and they can't find the way in, they're either gonna risk too much and gamble too much, or they will find a way in. And unfortunately, we just didn't see Versatile find an effective way in, though there were a lot of shining moments. I really like that fake teep to the stomach, and then you know, a hook over the top after the slip. It's good stuff, but man, great job by MG.
For real, man. Both those guys have a long future career in the ESFL. Already have a long career and just building up their resume, win or loss, man. Both of them studs. Both will be back. But you know what, Beckett? I mean,
tell me
what's
what
everyone waiting for?
Tell me what.
Here for the championship and the seasonal championship. Yes, it's awesome. The in-person belt, $500+ value. It's freaking epic. But you know, people are also here to see Naz UFC fight, and Advaita's here to try to ruin Naz's day. And this is actually a very special matchup we made, because Romero was able to get Advaita into back in ESFL, and Advaita said, look, I want to take out Naz. Both these dudes have let's just say some negative feelings about one another, but both are pros, and they both showed up tonight. And we got a 5-rounder best of one here in our co-main.
Wow, okay.
So when they're going to go ahead and lock in, looks like right now, middleweight, Alex Pereira. We'll see if Naz stays at that. And then we got DDP, Advaita. Naz was saying, oh, you're just going to be clinching me in a real boring fight. Advaita says, hey, this is mixed martial arts. We're not here just to stand and bang. We'll see if that affects anything. But I did hear, now, long story short, there's rules in the ESFL, but not that many.
But there are rules.
There are some. They made rules amongst themselves, apparently, that there's going to be no clinching in this fight. But that could be BS. Like that's gentleman's agreement. That's not an actual ESFL rule. So
I was gonna say, are we about to have our own like Elite XC moment? We're gonna Kimbo slice us.
Naz is like, yo, you're not gonna just come in here and just clinch me and make it a boring fight. I want to have fun here in the ESFL. Advaita says, look, that's part of the freaking game. You got to learn to deal with it. So at least last I heard, as of like this morning, no clinching allowed. We'll find out first if not, if they stick to that. Number two, how would that affect this matchup? Because that seems to be going Naz's favor, at least from what I've seen and what I've heard about this matchup. So we'll see. All right. Looks like they're about to lock in here, folks. The co-main event. Naz 1-1. Defeated Smudger. Actually had knockout of the night last week, but did end up losing K1 Muay Thai Jesus. That was the fight of the night. So I mean, last week Naz got knockout of the night, and he lost the fight of the night. But still, pretty much, that's about as good as you could do is have 2 awards for your fight, even if one of them you didn't come out on the best on. No problem. Advaita, again, longtime ESFL vet, hasn't fought in quite a while, though. I don't think Advaita fought in Season 1. He's fought, I think, in a couple UFC 5 exhibition events, but I don't think UFC 5 season. I'd have to go double check, but really glad to see him back.
Calls for integrity checks, but rest assured, you guys. Rest assured.
Good. I think
they have been
back there, maybe get some integrity checks. Okay.
Yes, I've gotten several confirmations of several layers. Right, it's like the vault. You go down, and it's like the eye scanner, and then the fingerprints, taste bud scanner. I don't know if that's a thing, but taste bud scanner.
Hey, this is like Fort Knox around here, like Mission Impossible, the first Mission Impossible. The best one. I had it on VHS again. Old man boiler here.
Does that make Moan Jax Jean Reno in that movie? He drops the knife. Everyone gets caught. My goodness. But, yeah, no, we had the eye scanner. We had the eye scanner, fingerprint scanner. Everything.
Breath analyzer.
Right.
Oh, they're locked in.
We got the we even had the
Guerrero.
breathalyzer. Make sure he's not using reverse PEDs.
Performance enhancing drugs. Maybe they set the wrong rounds. I'm not sure.
We got the 23andMe.
Okay.
We'll
all right. All right. Back to us here. While they're getting this all squared away again, I think they had to reinvite. Go ahead.
You know what? I'm watching all this, and I sense no danger, as Patrick once famously put it.
No danger. Oh wait, they're back. I was gonna. All right,
we bet.
I was gonna go down a whole rabbit hole. I thought we were gonna need a minute or two, but we don't need it. Are we get the same matchup? Alex Pereira versus DDP. We are. I think. Did that win? So Advaita's up 1-0, but was that only because he disconnected there?
Probably.
So. These guys may have never fought before. They had to have fought before, but maybe not on these accounts. Maybe I'm not sure. They may have to do the integrity check over again because of the lobby disconnect. Not 100%.
All right.
Sure.
Well, let's let them do integrity checks, I guess. We'll go back to us, but we'll actually go to Beautiful Boiler. There he is. Wow, you guys.
What's happening? All right, so this is the hardest part, Beckett. We got to decide fight of the night before the end of the night. Now, we still have the co-main and the main event. They could easily take the fight of the night title, but you had to pick a couple fights up till now. Are there any fight of the night contenders?
Tough.
2 or 3?
We can't. Is it wrong to pick a knockout as a fight of the night?
If it was such a beautiful knockout and performance.
Right, like the spinning
okay.
back fist. I know it should technically be given to like the guys that went the distance, and it was an exciting fight,
or a big comeback, or like at least a couple rounds of really good back.
Man, I have down WYD Fee and Smokey, but I know that's going to be controversial. Some people standing there like,
true.
Whoa, I don't know. You can't pick the bobble. Yeah, I know. I know I can't pick the bobble, but maybe.
But if I had to. Jasheem, did I say it right? I already forgot how to say it.
Yeah,
fun.
Yeah. Jasheem, and Elite King. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe that is the one. Jasheem just could not miss.
It doesn't have to be like the closest fight of the night necessarily.
And Jody was a good one too, though. Jody and Storm.
Right.
That was a good one.
Well, I think we're going to have to bank on the main event or co-main really taking the title. Otherwise, we're going to have to pick one, but I don't think it'll be too easy. And remember, the winners of the fight of the night, or the two competitors of the fight of the night, get a Boilers bonus. So this is too much pressure. I'm not used to having this pressure live on air, but you know, I do this to Rob and Bay and other commentary, make them make the pick. So yeah, it's only fair that.
All right, I just got the signal. The signal. Flares in the airs. Yeah.
Good.
We're going in.
Heck,
you guys.
Make this happen.
You see what we did? You see what we did? We did another check just for y'all.
You guys don't understand what it takes to make an ESFL event happen. It's a lot of people doing a lot of work throughout the week and especially live. Big shout out to all the staff that's made it happen. Shout out to all you viewers out there. And just as important or more important than anything, thanks to the fighters, pretty much everybody showed up at the right time with the right settings, put on awesome fights. Like, without that, Boiler would not be entertained, and therefore this entire thing would not be going on. But big shout out to everybody. It's a labor of love. I think.
Okay, we might have a little controversy. Might have a little controversy. Well.
Don't tell me they're arguing over the tag.
I know. So, where we're at right now.
Okay.
Sean was
Advaita's
the original selection. Sean was the original selection. But now DDP has been selected. And we need and there's a little bit of ruffledness.
Well, so he locked in with Sean, and then they reset. Is that correct?
Correct.
That's what he's arguing about. We've never had this situation.
And it wasn't Naz. This is Advaita locked in as Sean, and now Naz. Okay. I'm seeing how this is all unfolding now.
Do I have to make a decision here, or are they going to figure it out? I guess.
I don't know. I mean, in terms of ranking, you are the boss on deck right now. I know.
Okay.
I don't mean to give you that much pressure, but that much pressure is given to you. You are the ranking boss.
This is supposed to be entertaining, not pressure. What I'm going to say is, gentlemen, Advaita can pick whoever he wants, because you guys didn't actually throw a punch or start the fight yet. So if he wants to choose someone else, I'm okay with that. Based on the coin flip rules we already had. For everybody out there, there's a coin flip to start the week. Whoever wins the coin flip can either choose the weight class or choose the first fighter selection. No mirror matches. So I'm not sure who's the first fighter select here. I presume it's Advaita. I don't know. As long as that part is, that part of the rules is being taken care of, I'm fine with Advaita if he really wants to change from Strickland, whatever, as long as he's the one making that first pick, which I think he is. If Naz doesn't agree with that and doesn't want to put on a fight because of that would just be an unfortunate thing.
I'm definitely in the camp of like, let's lock this thing and go.
I think we're going to give it about a minute here, Fecky.
Yes.
So.
People in chat, chant with me.
Yeah.
Lock.
Pressure, folks. I mean, Advaita, it would be helpful. He could get past this, too. If he went back to Strickland, I guess that'd be good. But he doesn't have to. I made the rule. I just had to. All right, Naz, thank you for...
I had to put a little bit of that pressure. I'm sorry.
Good. I hate the pressure, too, but we got to get the fight going. We had the show must go on, and we got a championship fight waiting for after this, so we couldn't stay here too long. But, damn it, I'm glad we're having the freaking fight. Let's make it happen. Oh, I knew he was going to do a fake glove touch there, Feckett. I couldn't believe
you could just feel it. It was boiling deep down inside. All the frustration, all the months of training.
This is probably one of the most hated rivalries we've had in the ESFL recently. Not going to lie. Really appreciate both gentlemen showing up. And, yeah, there was some posturing and some trash talk, but we're having the fight. That's all that matters. Here we go.
Great
5
range
rounds,
by
the way.
Naz. My goodness.
5 rounds.
And you know what? That's exciting. The tournament was single elimination, 3 rounds. Naz got eliminated in the 3-rounder, but it was by decision. Who knows? Let's see what happens. Could get funky. Whoa! my
Beautiful timing
man
by
just
Naz
slipped a
there.
Superman punch.
Yep, he was ready for it, man. That was beautiful.
I'm loving Advaita's jab and then hook to the body though. The hooking off the jab, it's fast. The animation is so fast. I actually didn't know DDP could move that fast.
Whoop, whoop. It's like a speed up effect almost, huh?
Right.
Big kick there. Big old heel in the face.
I like how respectful both of them are, though. You know, they had a little bit of the disrespect. A little bit of a tenuous, tumultuous lead up into this, almost the train wreck. But we got here, and now, all of a sudden, we have a semi kickboxing fight, like a point kickboxing fight.
I found that happens not all the time, but oftentimes happens in combat sports. Like some of the most trash talking fights start off like the most feeling, each guy's feeling each other out a little bit, almost like there's so much pressure and there's so much on the line and embarrassment if you lose. I'm not saying that they're scared by any means, but they actually do respect each other as fighters, even if that's the last thing they'll ever say, at least before the fight.
And I mean, certainly you do not want to be the guy that winds up staring up the lights, but you still want to definitively beat your opponent. I mean, I'm sure both of these guys are still looking for the knockout, regardless of the fact that they're being just a little bit hesitant. And it's not even so much hesitant. I mean, Naz is very long and trying to utilize the range, the distance, and Advaita is doing what DDP does: move your head and swarm.
Naz's accuracy is so high. Like, he's not throwing hardly any, but he's landing such a great number, great percentage. So
beautiful low kick, and then catches the return kick too. And that's what I'm talking about. There's that jab and then the hook to the body. That's money. It's super fast. They're in opposite stand, or they're in orthodox, both of them. So it's just landing every time, the lead hook to the body.
Right. Advaita finished that round strong. I don't think it was enough to take that round because Naz did some damage and he just still precise. But a good way to finish.
I'm sorry. Did Naz's health just come all the way? Well, my goodness. What recovery? Yeah, what recovery?
Yeah, honestly, Advaita didn't. Ooh, he took a little bit of a busted nose there. Just as I said, he didn't really take much damage.
Beautiful front kick.
Gonna hit either.
And a low kick gets the counter punish. Advaita's starting to turn it up a little bit more, moving his head, but I was going to say moving his head, but maybe you don't want to be doing that.
Ooh, it's risky. And Naz will take advantage of any window you give him.
And good point by Pug. Maybe Advaita needs to be looking at takedowns. Like, in all earnestness, those leg kicks are landing and they're staggering. So we're not blocking a lot to the bottom.
Right.
Oh, but just as I say that, Naz, very fresh, throws at the hands.
Like, what's up?
Right. Tries to hit that Matt Hardy version 1 as he steps away.
Right. This is, I feel like, even though it's the least amount of strikes thrown in first round and a half, the most tense fight of the night. I feel like either guy, but especially Naz, could just knock his opponent down with just one perfectly timed and placed strike. It's already happened.
And let's be honest, if you're falling asleep in this fight, it is only because you are holding your breath for something insane to happen. Wow, what a drop! No way!
We called it Beckett just as we said. It's like it's so tense. It can end at any time. And neither guy was hurt. Both guys had essentially full health. But it is over. Naz, that's going to have to be knockout of the night again, I think. And, oh, my gosh. Beckett, let's take a look at this. Get that off the screen.
He can't. He loves it. That's the Naz life, apparently. Does he eat the demerit just to be cool?
I don't know. It was such a good performance. How could I even demerit him for that? Can't
You know what I think is worse? Is it
tell Naz I
ruins?
said that, but
You know what I think is worse is now we can't use that as a highlight.
thanks, Naz.
I know, right? Now we just can't use it as a highlight. It affects you and us. Okay.
Man, that was a good finish.
It was a good finish. It was a great finish. I mean, it's exactly like I was saying. If you were falling asleep in that fight, it is because you have been holding your breath way too long at the possibility of detonation. Like,
hey, it's all over, man. I didn't think that would go to the 5th round, but I thought maybe 2nd, 3rd round, maybe 4th round. Nas, ultimate killer instinct, finishes his opponent just like that. Just as you and I were saying, we're like, hey, look, I felt very tense, and I guess there's a reason why. Boom, knockout, finished him. And besides the little extracurriculars to start and end the fight, it was a hell of a matchup there. In fact,
see, Nas beat 2 people tonight. Nas beat his opponent, and he beat me. Normally, I'd have catch that stuff, but since I'm doing 2 duties today, I missed it. I would have caught that, though. I have you guys know I'd have caught that. And then I would have told you anyway.
All right. We'll look past that. We'll deal with that a little later, as well as that mount bobble we had a little earlier. Regardless, hell of a finish. Good stuff. Let's go on to this finals. Champion fight. Becky, what do you say? K1 Bum versus Driz. K1 Bum. We had a mid-season tournament last year, and K1 Bum came out of that tournament and won. Now, it was just there was some prize, some money on the line, but it was not the seasonal championship. K1 Bum came out on top of that, won that tournament, beat Romero last year, and then K1 Bum last week goes 3-0, including wins over Treehouse, AK, and his teammate K1 Muay Thai Jesus. Comes out as a 3-0 champion, but this is his opportunity to actually defend it and earn a defense in his place atop the seasonal leaderboard. Driz, on the other hand, 1-0, felt disrespected not being included in the tournament last week. So this is his opportunity to really show that I'm an idiot and should have had him in that tournament right here. If he wins this, that's all my fault then, Feckett. So
hey, but you know what? In K1 Bum's credit, all right, he has been good enough to officially make us correct his name. We no longer call him I'm a BXMM, okay?
I am BXM.
Yeah, we no longer call him that. I thought he was misspelling BMX, but that's fine. Now we know. Bum is here.
The Bum. And he is the champ. And he is trying to become the defending, undisputed champion. But I honestly think this is like a 50-50 match because Driz is no joke. So we'll see. We'll see. 5-round match. We got that Usman-Edwards matchup. Last of the night. Here we go, Feck.
And Usman doing a good job. Exactly what we kind of seen the plan tonight. It's quick and accurate striking versus power.
Woo. Let's see if Driz can land some of those body knees. We saw that work out great. And there, that kick as well. Pretty much if you can land that rear left leg, either the knee or the roundhouse to the body, either of those to the body, man, it's going to really, really hurt that stamina of Usman.
Wow, what a slip right there too. Nice little slip. Bum throwing that jab a little casually, perhaps.
Driz season. I think he's winning this fight so far. Very early. Remember, it's a 5-rounder, but Bum's taking too much damage, I feel like, man.
And Bum has to be careful. Driz starting to walk his way in to the line. Says, I'm the captain now. Oh, MVP already did that. I'm sorry. Never mind, you guys. That was fresh there until he did it. Damn.
So close so far. That hurt him. He's got a mouse under his eye, I think. Oh, beautiful uppercut to the body. Didn't do that much damage. Driz able to withstand that uppercut to the body. Doing his sit-ups, I guess. 50 seconds, round one.
It seems a little bit, maybe. It seems a little bit like adverse to be this close, perhaps, as Bum. You see Driz is trying to land a lot of combinations, and if you're standing this close, you're easy, like that double jab connects without any trying. Driz can't miss right now.
Yeah. Bum can't keep going like this, man. Not at all. I don't know what the solution is, but can't be like that. He's lost that round. He took some good damage. Stamina's starting to go down. Oh, yeah. Not a great start there for Bum, but still 4 rounds to work with. He is the champ for a reason. See what he can do to turn it around.
It's really interesting to me to see this evolution of like last season to this season alone. I'm already seeing things that people were not doing last season. I don't know if it was just new blood or some of these camps have gone to the drawing board and said, what else can we do with this game?
Sure. I bet it's a little bit of both, but more of the latter, like more of, hey, these guys are still playing it. They got to bring it to the next level. Everybody already knows, you know, this strategy, that strategy. You got to really start bringing it to that other level, you know?
A lot more risk and reward on these body shots, too. I'm seeing just more body shots in general throughout these fights. It seemed, it appeared to be that most of the fighting was, you know, I got to land something on the head, right?
I 100% agree. I know for a fact that they slightly reduced the damage of ducking into an uppercut or knee, whatever. So it used to be like an instant knockout back in the day. Maybe that has a little bit to do with it, but I feel like it's, again, the skill set. And those people that are still playing and grinding this game, they know how valuable working the body can be because it hurts stamina and it also opens up that high-low game plan we've talked about all night.
Wow. I wonder, Driz has dodged that jab on numerous occasions. I don't know if he's just hesitant to throw something off of it because the straight's coming. But he's got the timing. Right. He's just got the timing right now. Driz has just got, I mean, but all the earlier matches were all about accuracy, right? This is all about timing right here. Driz is there before Bum can throw something.
And I feel like Bum's landed some great counters, but they're just not doing a lot of shock damage. Because Usman, he hits hard, but it's not that hard. Look at his leg. Uh-oh. Bum needs to switch stance, man. His leg is cooked almost. If you wait until your leg health's like already gone before you switch stance, like you are in big trouble. I would personally switch stance the rest of this round to at least save that left leg a little bit. There you go. Maybe a little late, but better than nothing. Oh, but now he's gonna get hauled off on by Driz. That's the problem. Driz is looking good here, man.
But Bum, I mean, if you're Usman, you wager the power, and you do exactly that. Use your wrestling in reverse to wager the power. Maybe if you can get Driz to back up finally, that's when you start working those takedowns. I don't know. It feels like that might be the thing to change it up, but I don't know how much more of that stamina you want to commit to it.
True.
You're just a little bit ahead. Maybe you try throwing one in.
Still got a few rounds, but you know, time is ticking. That's for sure. Bum was just taking a little bit too much damage in each exchange, and then eventually it started to shock him. But again, Bum had a couple great counters. It just, I guess Usman doesn't have the stats, or maybe just Edwards is so tough. It wasn't enough to really make a difference when he did get the advantage against his opponent. Meanwhile, Driz, every time it lands, it seems to be flashing his opponent's head health.
True, we can't discount though. I'm seeing Usman sneak rear left hooks in every once in a while, and I mean the power, right? So you sneak a few of those in a combination, maybe 2 or 3 during a combination, not during the whole combination, but within a few firefights, and you might be able to bring him down low enough to get a rock. And for Usman, you just want a rock, right? Bum just wants a rock so that he can start doing some work here.
Great point. Great point. If he can kind of lull Driz into firing too much, and maybe Driz takes the wrong end of an exchange but pushes a little too hard, that's where that hook can make all the difference that you're talking about.
What makes it hard for Bum, I was just about to say, was his block is a little bit lower. His longevity in the firefight is much lower.
Yep.
Nice uppercut by Bum, though. Man, he's really sneaking him in, though. He's sneaking these shots in. That's like he can't be discredited here. Rock,
oh!
staying alive,
Man,
the Bee Gees.
Get out of there. Whew. You're totally right. Bum's landed several great counter uppercuts that just not having the effect. I don't know if you should choose someone else or it's just Edwards is so great or random number generation or what. He's sneaking him in there, but just
yeah, Driz starting to run away here.
Out and hurting him.
It's definitely running away with this match. And Bum probably won't see the inside of 5 if he doesn't make an adjustment here. But that's, yeah, I was like, that's the adjustment. You need the takedown.
Nice.
Where am the takedown? This is not going your way. We need to change it.
Could have used it a little earlier, but better late than never. Got about a minute 15 in the 3rd round. Herb Dean's about to stop the fight. No. Fight back. Stands up. And take advantage of this here.
And we got chat calling for check hook. I agree. But now when you're in Bum state, you got to wager quite a bit on a check hook.
True.
I mean, actually, if you're at Bum's head health right now, you're all in. You need to. That needs to land and it needs to stagger. You can't get countered afterwards.
Right. You can't really take one to give one. You got to land a couple before you even get hit. Decent end of the round. Probably too little too late on that round, but a little bit of a moral victory. I don't know. It was a great takedown and good work, but too late in the round and took too much damage. Caught him
right there is exactly what you're talking about. Like, Bum lands a really nice shot out in the open when Driz is lower stamina, but he comes back with another one and stops the combination or stops the pressure. Bum has to land something in succession.
Yes, exactly. 2 or 3 in a row. With that block power down that low and his head health that low. It's rough. It ain't over yet, though, man. Bum's champ for a reason.
And, you know, we saw he just needs the takedown. He needs the takedown. Fishing for it a little bit.
Uh-oh. Ooh. Both block and head health are blinking for Bum.
And this is not where you want to be. Against the cage without any movement. It's very dangerous here. Slips that uppercut, though.
Nice uppercut into the duck.
Driz finally settling down here and picking great shots. I mean, he's finding them on every slip.
And when you got Bum ducking or feinting, Driz is just standing there. He's like, all right, you do 2 or 3 defensive movements, and then I'll start my combo. That's when you know he's in the zone.
And you gotta admire the patience by Driz. Throws the jab and actually just backs off. Says, I don't like that. I'll try again. Throws the jab again and able to find the hook and smashes him to the floor. In the immortal words, it's covering time!
I love it. We got a new champion of the PlayStation division here in the ESFL. Beckett, Driz, season. Maybe he was disrespected, not being included in the tournament last week. That's all on me because he's now the ESFL PlayStation 5 champ.
Woo.
Wow, what a performance, man. That was great. What do you say, Fecky?
It was great. But what a showing by Bum, though. I mean, to show that he, like, the reason why he's the champion, he didn't go out and get absolutely steamrolled. There were a bunch of really good moments, and he was doing what you do with Usman, right? You're gambling your power versus whatever they're going to throw at you. And he did it right. He had a lot of good moments. He just eventually the damage starts to rack up with all those hits, with all that tapping shots. Oh, look at him with his belt.
I'll be
No
the first
audio.
one to say I should never question a champion. I'm not sure why he used Usman. I just feel like there could have been a better pick, maybe. I don't know. But great work
Who
by
you
both
thinking?
guys.
Who you thinking? Colby?
That's the thing. I'm not sure who exactly, and maybe there wouldn't be someone, but someone with a little bit better striking chops. I felt like Bum was there in the stand-up exchanges. It's just Usman could not translate. And the type of punches he was landing with Usman weren't necessarily the best types. I don't know. It's hard to say because freaking Driz fought so well. That might be the performance of the night. I don't know. That might even be fight of the night because Bum fought super well. It's just Driz fought so well that it's, there's levels.
Okay, well we got to decide then.
Right there.
It's either Joshim and Elite King, or that, because I can
Okay.
agree with that too. Now Joshim and Elite King, that was a good fight. That was some of the most impeccably accurate striking that I have seen in this game. There was nowhere that Elite, towards the end, I mean, in the beginning, it was so back and forth, and then at the end, Elite King could not find a place to go to where he wasn't getting hit. And I thought it was very, very endearing. But having said that, it is hard to pick against the champion and his fight, the former champion and his fight.
If I'm going to be the tiebreaker, I'm going to have to give the fight of the night to Driz versus I'm a Bum. You make a great point. We had a bunch of awesome fights, especially that Elite King and Juicing, but a lot of other awesome fights too. But man, when you are you're 1-0, you were left out of the tournament, and you show up like that, Driz, like that's the performance of the night right there. I don't know, Naz had a great performance too, but I got to get it to Driz. That's for the championship. And I'm a Bum. Fought valiantly, tried to change some things up, and like I said, he was actually scoring and connecting well. It just, for whatever reason, wasn't enough to hurt his opponent. Kind of like the punch after the punch is what was really hurting I'm a Bum. I'm giving that the fight of the night, Feck.
I can agree with that.
I had to make a decision. There we go, man. Boiler was entertained. That's all that matters.
And let's be honest, we had a lot of chirping about the Naz and all the we gotta check, gotta do this, gotta do that. But when he went in there and went to work, and people saw, they were like, "Oh yeah, that's Naz." Never mind.
That's got to be knockout of the night. Even though we had that sick, was it Smudger?
I'm sorry, that was
back fist?
so good. And I know there's got to be someone in chat that's like, why are we not talking about the Smudger fight? I've never seen a side kick, back kick, spinning back fist. I mean, that was actually like water. Like that was Bruce Lee stuff.
That was the first fight of the night. So if you guys missed that, go back to our YouTube archive. You can go to it pretty much right now, especially after we get off air to load up the archive. Go watch the first fight, NM Smudger versus Vuk. It was legit, and there's pretty much all great fights all the way through. 14 epic fights, capped off by a new champion, Driz. It really is Driz season here in season 2. Feck it. We'll see if he can defend it next event. But for now, hey, red panty night. He's the champ.
It's time to party. It's time to spend all the gold. You know what I'm saying? Jump on WoW, spend all the clan gold. Say, I'm getting the new stuff. I'm getting that new stuff.
Break open the guild bank. I love it. All right. Well, Beckett, anything else you want to say for the night? I mean, this is about as good as it could have.
I think it was great.
All around.
I appreciate you guys coming in. I appreciate you checking it out. I'm not normally on comms, but here we are again. Once again.
Huge shout out again to the Wranglers who helped with very little notice, helped us keep this show going.
Huge shout out to the Wranglers. Come on now.
Everybody, it's a group effort, it's a community effort. This community gets a bad rap, but I swear, here at the ESFL, we make the most out of it. We have a lot of fun, a lot of competition. And I will see you next event, Beckett. 177's in the bag. Stay tuned to both Discord as well as X for 178, and we got some other special events coming up this spring and summer. Some wild card events, Beckett.
Beautiful.
ESFL. Be sure to sub or follow if you're not doing it yet.
Absolutely, and you never know who's going to be the champion next. The season's still ongoing, PlayStation only. It's exciting stuff. The amount of defenses is so low right now that any guy can be your guy within the next few weeks.
Absolutely. All right, folks. Again, this has been the ESFL. I'm Boiler here with Feckett. Been a lot of fun. Stay tuned. We'll announce our next event pretty soon. We're going to raid. So if you're on our Twitch watching live, stick with us. We'll send a raid out the door, try to support someone supporting the ESFL. Otherwise, Feckett, I've had a hell of a time. I look forward to being in the booth with you again sometime. Hopefully not too soon.
Right. Yeah. Let's not do it too soon, but we'll do it again sometime.
We're the backup team, but I thought we did a great job. So thanks for joining me, buddy.
No problem. I appreciate it, and I thank everybody. You guys were great. You guys are great.
Have a good night, everybody.